5 minutes later, Ye just walks in fast. Like he just walks in fast, which I'm working on. Malik is like, he just threw me into the cold pool. He said, "Yo, Flash, spit that shit for Ye that you was spitting for me earlier." And I was like, "Is this my Big Sean moment?"
I have a family photo shoot in like an hour.
Hell yeah.
Well, no,
I already told her I'm not going to make it.
No, you don't. you had a family photo
I already
shoot.
told him I'm out.
Yeah. I want to formally introduce. I don't even know how to put this man.
There's a lot of titles.
Yes, because it's so many things. But I want you guys to just open your IG and just type in the word Flash. And when you see Flash Garments pop up with the blue check, that's the one we're talking about. And that's the one we're talking to today. So without further ado, please welcome our very close friend, Mr. Flash Garments.
Garments.
Yes, how's it going, boss?
I'm doing good, man.
You just touched down a couple hours ago, correct?
Yeah.
No sleep.
No sleep.
Did you wear those shoes on the airplane?
No.
Okay.
I'm glad
I was about to say.
You know I would though.
Airport is a dangerous place
It's
to wear
dirty
that
in there.
type of.
Yeah,
It's definitely dirty in that habitat.
you gotta take them
I
on
don't
and
give a
off.
fuck. I don't give a fuck no more. I had to do. I thought Scotty was gonna come with the full smoke. I thought he was planning something to just destroy me.
I chilled.
And I was like, let me put all my smoke, my firepower on. I'm coming to a private selection.
I thought about that too, and I was going through tons of different sneakers this morning, and I was just like, man, I just gotta. Nothing hit like the Rick, and I was
Nothing
like,
hit like the Rick.
Old trusty, man. Just gotta do it.
Well, I moved a lot of my hype stuff out of my closet because I'm trying to wear more pieces. And so that's why I wore what I wore today, and then I put the Saks on.
Yeah.
But for
Can't
anyone,
go wrong with the Saks though.
But for anyone who's not on YouTube watching, my man's has the Louis Vuitton Air Forces on, the green edition, which is
green one.
one of my
Slime-
favorites.
It's my favorite one. It's my favorite one out of all of them.
Free
I feel
thug
like
ass.
it's the rarest one. Which one y'all think is the rarest one?
For sure, the rarest one's the multicolor.
The
Yeah,
multicolored
with like
one?
the blue
So
suede.
black,
If we're
chrome.
talking all the shoes, the rarest one is
graffiti.
the high top damier with graffiti.
Yeah,
That's the
highest.
lowest number. But low top wise, it's that.
My
one.
favorite was the blue. The cheapest one I've seen around is the all white one, which is weird because a lot of people love all white. At least that's what I've seen personally. Ian might tell you something different.
Yeah.
What have you been offered more of that's lower?
Lower is red and blue.
Yeah, the red one is.
Yeah,
People
that's
been
what
hitting me up. They asked me for the red one
Red and
first.
blue.
He's like, "You want the red one?" I was like, "Nah, I really."
I
want
love the green one though.
Did you trade or buy?
I actually.
'Cause I know you have a lot of stuff.
I think I did a trade with a little bit of money on top.
Yeah, I saw you have a post talk about either wearing the what the dunk or the
Or the Freddie.
or the Freddie.
I was trolling y'all.
here.
Heavy hitters.
Yeah, because I was gonna come like that. I was
And then you
trolling
switched
y'all.
it.
I
Switched
switched it
last
up. I
second.
had to give you an
Slide.
alternate,
I like-
curveball.
I like
So
that.
so let's talk about that. Let's go back to the beginning, right? Because you have a crazy sneaker collection. We've been seeing you rock some crazy shoes. Can you go back to the beginning and kind of explain to everybody who is Flash Garments? Why do you have a blue check? Why you get all these crazy shoes? How are you in all these exclusive parties and events? Give everybody kind of just a rundown of who you are and how this came to be.
All right, so if we go way back. We probably go like to where I'm from. I'm from the Bronx, New York. By the way, like the hood, like the shittiest part of New York. People that don't want to go visit there. And then my first shoe I ever got wasn't hype. It wasn't nothing. I used to go into stores and shit when I was young, and I couldn't get nothing. They used to wrap them in fucking, I don't know, it's like the clear.
The cellophane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you couldn't get it. So all the best shoes are like up on the top of the shelf, so you never could touch any of the good shit. You know what I'm saying? I used to go in there, I'd be like, "Hey man, could I try them on?" And like, "Fuck no, get out of here!" And I'm like, "Damn, like what the fuck?" I
Any
can't get.
store particular that's still around to this day that's like legendary?
I don't
known?
even think it's still around. It was in Bay Plaza. I remember that. It was the Bay Plaza's like, it's the hood, like, you know what I mean, strip mall and all of that.
Yeah.
And my mom used to bring me there, and then she was like, "You're never gonna get no Jordans." And I was like, "Why?" She's like, "Cause you fuck up all your shoes." And I'm like, "Well, can I clean up the shop as much as I can possible?" And she was like, "Yeah, but that'll get you a pair of Iversons."
Hold on now. What's wrong with ours?
Nothing's wrong with Iversons, but I was like,
It
wasn't
quite
Jordans.
yeah, when you see somebody wearing some metallic fives, you sick.
Yeah.
I started off with Iversons. That's where it started.
Me
for
too. Which ones? I had answers.
I had the blue paralyzed and the red paralyzed ones.
I had the answers with the pods on the bottom.
Mine were the questions.
Yeah, that was the ones I had the one with the pods on the bottom.
Nice.
So that was.
But it was like a red and white one.
Yeah,
that one that was like I needed after that was like
now,
a fucking crack for me.
Question. I remember like I watched something with Jeff Staples and he was talking about back in the day when he started. Of course, it's a little further before all of us, but there was no way to advertise anything, so he always just had to catch the train. And I'm pretty sure it's New York. He always had to catch the train and just pop up at these stores every couple days and just be like, y'all got anything? Y'all
checking in.
landed?
Everything was like that.
And so there was no way to publicize it unless like East Bay,
Right.
which I don't know exactly when that started, but East Bay was a great way of understanding when things were being released. But back then it's like there was no form of communication. You just had to keep
You
pulling
couldn't
up
go on IG and they're like, hey, we just got a full size run of this.
And there was no way to advertise
And
it.
rest
Like,
in peace, East Bay.
Yeah,
by the way,
yeah,
we gotta
sure,
have a
man.
moment of silence for East Bay because that was our internet before the internet. That was like
that
the
was what
catalog.
my mom
Yeah.
would write a check. I would pick out, they always did colors of everything. We were talking about how sports wise we'd get to get our cleats and things like that. And then they'd have like 20 different colors. But even on top of that, sneakers, pick it out. They talk about the date. My mom would write a check, put it in the mail it off, and then I'd wait 3 weeks or whatever, and then I'd get my shoes in.
And be hype as shit when that shit come
But
in.
back then it was like commercials.
Yeah.
If you're not seeing MJ doing something crazy on the court and slamming it,
Right.
and they show the shoe like
on court. A lot of it was on court though.
and then you have no idea. Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a
Or
lot
like
of it.
in the
If you
game
seen him in the
too.
game, you were like, damn. And they didn't have no fucking intro or the locker
Yeah.
walkthrough.
That's
Like,
that's all of
As soon as the
you
game
know,
started.
yeah,
That's
as soon as the
like the flu game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Right.
they get their identity based off the game that they were worn in.
Yo, speaking of, did you guys see the cherry 12s?
the white
coming
Uprise
back,
coming
coming
back.
this
I'm
year?
thoroughly excited about that.
Since 2009.
Also, they did a couple years ago. MJ said that he didn't have the flu and that he was just hungover.
Yeah, hungover.
he was drinking, right?
Why did he have
Yeah.
to spoil that? I know. Like what?
It fucked up the whole flu game, so it was actually the drunk game.
It was the hungover games.
Oh, the dizzy games. So was that how it was with you? Were you just having to hop on trains to go to the spot? The
I
plaza,
mean, I couldn't
or-
go that far. My mom wouldn't allow me to go that far. I keep it 100. I ain't one of
It's-
those
I mean, it's
like,
New York.
like fake gangster dudes and shit. Grow up. I didn't grow up in a gangster like area and shit like that. We were like North Bronx. Gun Hill Road was the street I was raised on. You know what I'm saying? And then my mom used to take us around there and then let us see it. And then sometimes we go downtown. If we go downtown, that's like Disney World for us. Like, what the fuck? I didn't even know this shit existed down here. There's people that shop and there's a lot of people down here. My hood is the same like 16 people.
Is
I see
anyone
all the time.
famous from your neighborhood? Is there anyone?
Yeah, from my particular neighborhood, close to the area is Fat Joe, aka he's damn near my twin. We born the same day and shit like that.
Damn.
And
Shout out Fat Joe, big friend of
Big
the show.
friend of the
Big
show.
friend of the show.
Big
Really
Fat
big
Joe.
friend
And
of the
Fat
show,
Joe is also a good friend of my uncle and shit. You know what I'm saying? AKA the pioneer of our art form happens to be hip hop.
Yeah, we need to go into that.
Yeah, we could definitely go into that because
There's
I'm very passionate on that.
There's a song that Biggie has called Juicy where he names a few friends and people.
Icons.
Funk Master
The
Flex and Lovebug
Lovebug
Starski. That's Uncle Lovebug to you?
That's Uncle Lovebug, aka Uncle Kevin to me, but to the world, he's Lovebug Starski, the originator, the party rocking, the first rapping DJ ever to ever do anything. You know what I'm saying? And the person who coined the phrase hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Like as a
And
like,
that's stated as a
the
fact.
phrase itself.
the way Wayne coined bling bling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like hip hop was not a thing until
He started.
Lovebug
Yeah.
gave it that
The name.
identity.
Yeah. Him and Keith Cowboy. Keith Cowboy was his homie and stuff like that. My uncle took it like way over the top though. He made it
Took it and
possible.
ran with it.
Yeah. Shout out DJ Hollywood and rest in peace, Lovebug Starski.
I was just about to say
Now, is that your mother's brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my only uncle. That's my
So
only
did he-
biological uncle.
Did he play a big role in your life growing up?
Yeah. I mean, he used to bring me like all these exclusive CDs. Like I didn't know what it was. You feel me? Like I was in school. I guess the full magnitude while he was alive, I didn't really understand who he was. You know what I'm saying? Because
You're a
my
kid.
mom would kind of hide that from me though. Like, cause just imagine if you was at school, you know what I'm saying? And he came there and they're like, yo, your uncle made hip hop? You'd be like, man, fuck school, fuck these kids. Like, nigga, I'm lit.
But
What you
also
talking
keep
about?
in mind, like the reason like Tupac was so pushing on hip hop so big is because it wasn't accepted yet.
Right.
So you can't even really go around idolizing and pushing something that the media, the police, whoever isn't accepting it. So your mom was probably just trying to protect
keep you out the exposure to all of that was going on.
What would happen if I start flipping, right?
Yeah.
Because I started thinking about that. Like,
of course.
I would be like, maybe I would have.
Mother Nature.
We all watched BMF. We know how it starts.
Yeah.
Because I was like, maybe I would have flipped my fucking shit if I would have found out that. Because he would just like bring like mad CDs. Like, remember when G Unit was like first starting?
Yeah.
He would bring it all the new shit.
We're talking about the mixtape, so that they're
mixtape era, like mad packs of
mixtapes.
He would bring them to me dumb early, and my brother would be just tight. My brother would be like, man, why is he bringing you these CDs? And I'm like, yo, you heard of Tony Yayo? This shit is hard. Lloyd Banks is crazy as fuck. And he's like, bro, you can't curse, bro. I'm like, no, bro, I don't give a fuck, man. My mom
Starski's cursing. Why can't I?
Yeah, but he would DJ like high schools. He'll DJ my brother high school, so my brother knew who he was.
He was pushing the influence.
But he was anti though. He was anti like
He wasn't about that.
He didn't really care like about. He's more.
It was
into,
nothing.
Yeah, motorcycles and cars and shit like that. He's into the other shit. Meanwhile, I was breakdancing and trying to fucking spin on my head. You know what I'm saying? Like do crazy
but
shit.
That's what hip hop was about then. It was about the breakdancing.
About breakdancing and graffiti.
And the graffiti. It all kind of correlated as one culture.
Yeah.
Which still today in sneakers now is into the mix of that as well as fashion and things like that.
But it was everything though. That was that was Virgil's whole approach on Louis Vuitton.
Right.
Which was hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
And bringing
that's why it's such a
to
major thing. Yeah, hip hop. I mean, skateboarding and hip hop was like, hand in hand. That's pretty much the same shit.
I had a conversation with somebody the other day about that situation with Virgil, and I was trying to explain to him because she didn't really understand much about him. And I said the cool thing that I respected about Virgil is he was taking things that aren't accepted in society and making them acceptable. So he was bringing the hip hop into the fashion world.
High fashion world.
So he was merging two different things that most people frown upon and making it relevant and cool. So skateboarding and graffiti are two things that everyone thinks of as just like a delinquent type of
behavior.
Behavior, exactly. And he's taking that and he's putting it on a pedestal and he's not idolizing it, but he's projecting it and letting people know that like this is art.
Real life.
This is cool. Like
this is what's really going on out here.
You guys are over here labeling as such and such, but in all reality, it's a form of art. And I love that he was doing that. And that's the only reason I don't own designer. And I'll have frames and I'll have bags or whatever, but I don't wear the clothes. But I made it a point, me and Ian, to get the LV skate shoes that came out that he had put together before his passing.
Right.
Because I really appreciate that because I grew up BMXing and skateboarding with me, all my boys, and we were looked at like that. But at the same time, we were vandalizing and we were making fires.
That was part of it, though.
And
Yeah,
bombs
but that was
and
part
stuff,
of it.
But that was part of it.
And bombs and stuff.
I'm being dead ass.
Cherry bombs.
And so when that dropped, I told Ian whenever we saw it, I'm like, bro, I have to. Like, I have to have these shoes.
Right. But
Like,
that was
that's
that
a piece
cross.
to
He
me,
cross-pollinated
dog,
that shit that
straight up.
would never happen, though.
Never.
It probably will never happen again.
Never.
No,
No.
it won't.
No, it won't. It won't happen.
Or actually, I take that back. It may, but it won't be nearly as tasteful. Unfortunately,
I don't think it will happen.
be-
I don't think it'll ever
I mean, they
happen.
don't want that.
They don't want it.
They don't.
They don't want that. They love the luxury
Yes.
or, I mean, the separation of
But
the
guess what?
higher-ups
Yeah.
and the middle class.
But guess
of
what?
fashion.
What's the most played genre of music in the world?
Hip-hop.
Hip hop. It's black music is everywhere.
And
It's just
hip-hop
what it
is every form shit. So it's like hip-hop and then hip-hop.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
You know what
trap,
I'm saying?
and then
That's like a
trap and
mix
all
of
that.
shit.
I mean, it's
and
just-
that's what I would consider to be like, you know, the alternate genre. It like pop and R&B used to be two separate musical genres, and I feel like they've now kind of just there's like this
Blurred line.
hip pop. You know what I mean? Like even, you know, certain Jonas Brothers like make like
Still make that.
you know, they're still working
it
with
is.
the hip hop
Future-
producers and
Because you want to know why the hip hop thing is like a thing, and this is like some shit that people could really learn from. Hip hop is a thing because it's a stew of a whole bunch of shit. It's a stew of pop music. It's a stew of R&B. It's a stew of whatever the fuck you think it is.
Jazz,
So
all
it's
of
the
that.
only art form in the world that you could do. Like we could make some shit up right now, and then it could be hip hop. You could
Right.
just call it hip hop.
I mean, at the end of the day, Taylor Swift has a song with Future. So
yeah.
there's that.
Yeah, that's hip hop. That's like
Now-
the original.
now-
shit.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's the direction where people like Taylor Swift are now looking to work with artists like Future because that is
Ed Sheeran is
you know what I mean?
Ed Sheeran's in that song too, so it's all three of them.
I feel like
Ed
that has
is
a
in
lot to do with like Benny Blanco and like a lot of these pop producers though that crossed that over.
No, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Even taking it a step back, David Guetta, you know, the way he brought the EDM world and put
pop.
that with pop and hip hop, and then
Now, back in the day, what was being rapped about was more beautiful in my eyes than what they're rapping about today.
Because
Back in the day, it was
they were actually living.
making money,
Storytelling.
hustling, storytelling. That was what it's about. Now it's about robbing, drug using, and it's just a
or
completely
having
different-
a lot. Or having
yeah.
so much because you don't have shit.
Yeah.
Like it's either
Letting you know that.
flex music or drug abuse music,
50
drug
Cent-
taking music, which is different.
50 Cent did an interview with Big Boy last night or the other day, and I watched it
Yeah,
last
I
night.
watched it too.
And he was talking about how he rapped to get out of those situations because that's what rapping was about back then. So nowadays, people rap to brag about it, to feel better than the other people, and that's not what it's about. You need a rap to get out and do something with yourself because you don't want to be doing the same thing. And that's what he was saying. And he didn't go into detail about it, but he was just like, for instance, with the Takeoff situation, like these fools are rappers. They don't need to be shooting dice. Like, why would you prioritize going backwards when you prioritize yourself to get out of that situation?
yeah, you done made millions just to go hang out and shoot dice.
Right.
Right.
And so the direction that it's in now versus where it was is
You know what I think? I think it's boredom, to be real. Say your goal is to be like the top of the top, right?
Right.
What do you do when you get there?
Yeah.
What do you do? You get there, but go back to where you started, because the shit that Future's rapping about, you know, respectfully, is shit that he lived. You know what I'm saying? Like how he came up. He came up as a
For sure.
knucklehead
I mean,
first. You know what I'm saying?
Eminem doesn't rap the way he used to anymore because his mind isn't in that area, in that mindset. So his rhymes that he's writing, they don't convert.
But also
to how it used to
Eminem
be.
is sober now.
Right, that's what I'm getting at. Like he
Eminem-
doesn't
Eminem
do that
was
anymore.
on that shit. He started that doing
T.I., all these
drugs
different
while
people.
doing it. Like him and Lil Wayne are responsible.
I was about to say it's the
for
same with
drug.
It's the same with Wayne and
T.I.
that's
but not
and all
really
that.
saying.
But see, the
they're
thing
doing
with
it,
Wayne
if that
though,
makes sense.
but the thing with Wayne though is that I feel like he recognized it, and he was like, "All right, I'm good.
Yeah, I dropped 12 mixtapes.
I'm
I
done.
did my part.
Like,
now,
here's the torch, Drake.
yeah, I'm
You
gonna
keep
go. I'm
going.
gonna go
Right.
skateboard.
I'm good. Yeah,
And
I feel
it's-
like Hove did that. I feel like Hove
Hov
gave
did
him
too.
like Hove gave Drake that like middle. He's seen it coming. He's seen that Middle Earth, that R&B mix duo. Cause that's some new shit.
Yeah.
Drake music is Drake music. It's new. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's bigger than everybody.
yep. Because he's the first to do that
He's the
rap and
first
singing.
to ever do it. Just like I
The
said
mix.
with the whole shit, it's the same thing with clothes. It's the same thing with everything. If you're pioneering something, right, and you're the first to do it, they just gonna copy it. It's gonna be a shittier form of it.
Right.
But what you were saying earlier about music, it's also just easier to get famous in music, so you can kind of say whatever you want because you have so many outlets to put it out there for people to listen to. Back then, there was just, you know, TRL, BET Uncut, or
That was
whatever,
it.
and that was it. And then the radio,
And then
so you
even-
had to stay within a guideline to be able to meet that criteria, or they weren't going to promote you.
Even music accessibility, right? You couldn't just go into Apple Music and listen to whatever you want whenever you
Nah, you
want.
couldn't.
If you didn't have that CD, you
Yeah,
wasn't
you either
jamming
had a
it.
CD, you either had a CD or a tape, and then during my era, we ended up getting this shit called Napster. I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
know about that back in the day, but we had some shit called Napster when I used to beg niggas to burn my CDs.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
funny because I was in Spanish class, right? Listen, Spanish class, and there was older people in the class. There was an older dude who had just moved there, and I was always on the Napster, the LimeWire, the Kazaa, that
Yeah.
shit,
All
right?
three.
Downloading that
All
shit.
three.
But he would give me requests of CDs that he would like burn. He'd pay me $5 a CD. So
So you was trapping CDs.
so
heavy.
right, but I got exposed to a lot of different music that I
Oh,
would have
because
never
you were
heard.
burning it
I was
off of his
He'd be like,
requests.
I want the latest Mike Jones and DJ Screw, all this
Right,
shit, and be
for
like,
sure.
burn this for me. So I go
Probably
download
had to
it,
do
and
a
then
country too.
Shout out to that man.
yeah, no, shout out to that guy because he exposed me to all that music that I would have never, you know, I would have
I
never.
mean, in my
listened to.
eyes, me personally, I had to listen to music through what I was saying earlier, BT, TRL, and those things. And back then, it wasn't just hip hop. You know, new metal was big. R&B was big, and then hip hop was big. So when I'm watching the top 10, I'm forced to listen
Correct.
to everything.
Yeah,
so
you might have Papa Roach in there.
I was about to say,
Papa Roach,
to be
Papa Roach,
honest,
fire.
To be honest, Papa Roach
know.
first song I ever fucking learned how to play guitar.
and then Usher would pop on, and then Dr. Dre and Tupac would be on, and then Busta Rhymes' Woo-Ha would come on, and so it's like you're forced to listen to all these things to get to number one.
Yeah.
So along the way, you're just listening to everything, and so that's why I grew up culturally influenced in music by all genres, because that's just how it was. And then when I went to prison, I lived out in the country, so all I could listen to was country.
Right.
And so then country kind of came in after the fact, and so like,
but if you even listen to country now, they're doing hip hop type of
Yeah,
they
tendencies
are.
too.
That's
They are.
Now there's country rap.
It's not
No,
authentic.
mainly because it's the only Swiss Army knife of music.
Right.
It's the only genre that could be a Swiss Army
It
knife.
can
You
just
can
go
say
anywhere.
whatever it is. You got these girls doing strip hop,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's what I call it, because
Yeah.
it's talking about popping
just
pussy,
ratchet,
taking niggas
yeah.
for their bread. That's just what it's about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't got nothing against it. It's just
Right.
not my shit. It's
Yeah.
but it is.
has
it
its
is. It's a
fans.
hustle.
It has its fans.
But
right?
it's hip hop.
Just
Yeah.
like
You get what
horror
I'm saying?
rap with 3 6 Mafia. That's what they were. They were
Yeah.
horror rap music. Like they were just talking about crazy shit that not most people rap about.
But shit, back then it was like fucking rock, like alternative rock was
New
bigger,
metal and
was
alternative
bigger
bigger.
than hip hop back then.
Yeah, new metal was huge, and so was R&B. And it's funny because I took a week off from listening to music. I read a book. I listened to the Rob Dyrdek podcast on His and Hers podcast, and he was just talking about brain clarity and things like that, optimizing your day. So I was like, man, let me just try to cut some music out. And so I cut music out, and then I'm like, fuck, I really want to listen to music. The only music I feel like I could put on and that didn't feel like it was detrimental to my brain was R&B. And so I'm listening to all this 90s R&B, music from everybody from In Vogue to Monica. I mean, you name it. And it's beautiful. There's nothing.
There's nothing
bad
negative about it.
It's positive,
bro.
uplifting
But it's the
music.
octave too. It's
It's
also
so
the BPM. There's a lot of
good.
different things
Okay.
that affect
See,
that.
I don't know about that
Yeah,
kind of
the beats
stuff.
per minute, the octave that you're on, the higher or lower frequency that you're on. You know what I'm saying? Like trap music usually has a lower frequency, which you know what I mean? It gets you rowdy. It gets
Right.
you more. It's more in your red chakra. It's more in the lower chakras.
This had me
of you.
singing in a great mood, bro.
Yeah,
and
because
I've
you're
been on
up
it ever
high.
since.
You're in a
It's a
higher
higher
feeling. You're
vibration.
in a higher vibration. You feel good. It's talking about love. Love is positive. It's talking about, you know what I'm saying? Now it's different. It's like before you used to make love, court your girl, love her. And now it's like
Yeah.
I hit it. I
Find
hit
her
it.
on
Fucking
Tinder.
her,
or fuck her.
or the songs like I hit it and toss her to my friends type shit.
Yeah, it's like damn, like
degrading.
nigga thought that was your girl. Like,
Yeah.
it's
so,
crazy.
And so it makes me just think back about just how pure music was, even hip hop. Just back then, it was just like it was different. I wish it could be like that, but so many people.
There's still.
I'm gonna
you
tell
know.
you something like this, and this is some real shit. I just talked to my brother about it because we're so different, and I talked to him about it, and he was like, "Yo, like, would you want it to be back like it was?" He said, "Bro, you gotta understand, these rappers were broke then. They didn't have no money. This is the harsh reality of the shit that Nas was going through during Illmatic. So you was able to visualize it and be like, yo, I'm living in Dallas, but I feel like I'm on the back of a train in Queensbridge right now.
Right.
Like that was like, he's like Tarantino when
He's
it
a movie
comes,
director.
Yeah, when it comes to rapping and poetry. He's like Shakespeare and Tarantino mix when it comes to that, right? But then you can't do that now because their reality is not that. They're getting crazy money to do a show. You feel me? Before you had to go to the underground,
had to buy the album, too,
shittiest
if you
location
Yeah.
where you could get stabbed at. You remember when DMX came out? You can get stabbed in that fucking club.
Yeah.
But he still had to do the show, and it was lit. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, you can't do that. So now they living on yachts. It's a kumbaya thing. It's not really a sport. Everybody knows each other. Everybody's cooling, and if they got smoke, they really shooting at each other. It's some weird shit.
But it's dangerous because you can't let your whereabouts are now because of social media, and you can die.
Right.
I can name like 10 people that have just let their whereabouts know and they're dead. Just because it's so out there. Back in the day, you had to physically just be exactly where that person is at that exact time.
I'm gonna tell you because
accidentally
why that happens though. It's the flex hit. It's the flex hop. We added hop to everything.
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah, flex
it's the
hop.
flex hop to the shit because now they hustling like if you're dangling a steak in front of somebody constantly, you feel me?
Right.
These people are poor, bro, in their hoods. And you're like, yeah, nigga, you ain't got this Prezi.
Right.
You
Yeah.
feel
Just
me?
as hard as
this
you-
house.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, I make more than you your whole year, your whole family makes. You're
Just
like,
as
damn,
hungry
bro,
as
once
you
I
were-
catch this nigga, I'm hungry.
Just as hungry as you were
I'm
to
hungry
get, just as hungry as you were
That's
to
how
get
it goes.
successful,
Yeah.
they're just as hungry to rob you.
Bro.
Yeah, but that's why you don't do that. You don't.
For
You don't
sure.
the main thing is you never. Back in the day, they never flexed on their own people.
Right.
They did. They
Right,
Paid in
right,
Full
right,
was
right.
kind of like that, but it was like they were still. You watch Paid in Full, the movie,
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
They were still with their homies. If you look, they were doing it together. They were
Right.
all like
Yeah, it
selling
was a
dope
squad thing.
together.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
owned
together on the
block.
corner. Yeah,
They did, not one man
Yeah.
above the whole people.
Right.
Like, I'm a god, and this is what it is. Like, nah, it was never like that. That's why there was so much. There's smoke on there, and flexing it just goes wrong. I wish that would stop. I wish that's
why
wish
a lot
you
of
should be a
these
little
old school-
quiet about what you got.
That's why a lot of these older rappers are still together. Dre's still with 50 and M. They still do their thing. M said, I'm not doing the Super Bowl unless
That was some real shit to
yeah,
say.
they
Unless Fifth comes.
unless
'Cause
Fifth comes.
He felt like Hov
And
didn't
then-
want him to do it.
Yeah, and so they go and talk to Hov, and Hov's like, white boy said he ain't doing it unless 50's there. Literally said white boy. He's like, white boy said he ain't gonna do it unless 50's there. So they had to bring 50 on there, but they wouldn't allow him to be in the infomercials or anything like that. So they had to make it a surprise. And he just felt like he said that he felt like there was beef between him and Hov, and so that's why 50 started calling him gay because he said he looked like Basquiat.
Yeah, he said gay.
That's what you were talking
he said
about.
he
That's
looked
what you were
like
talking
a
about
gay
earlier
painter.
today.
Yeah, he's a gay painter. he knows how to troll the best, man. Fifth
Yep.
is the king of troll, man. He
So,
started
Why you
that
gotta
shit,
say
ain't gonna
fuck
lie.
me for?
So I want to go back a little bit further. So was your uncle bringing you sneakers? Did he introduce you to some of the sneaker
He didn't
stuff
bring
too?
me
or-
no sneakers. I seen him wearing sneakers. My step uncle or my grandma, my father's mom and stuff like
Right.
that. You know what I mean? Her kids would show me sneakers. They were like closer to my age. We used to see them and shit like that, like Jordan 12s, Olive 9s, like shit like that. And I used to just try to wear them. They did like a 12. You know what I mean? I'm like a 5. I'm a 5 in boys.
He got the
nigga.
green
I put
fives
shit
on,
nigga. I was like,
stomping.
nigga, I would go and wear. I'll never forget it. I used to listen to Mobb Deep and then wear my fucking father's sneakers on the porch and just think I was like hard as fuck.
Just to feel it.
Until one time it happened, this blood nigga named Hannibal pressed me. I'll never forget it, bro. He came up on the gate and he was like, "What's going on, little homie?" I said, "I'm chilling." He said, "Hey, take that shit off, bro. You lucky you Cisco's son." I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean?" He's like, "Yo, take all that shit off before I come in here and beat the shit out of you at your grandma's house." And he was like, "You know who I am, right? You know, back in the day, the gangsters that ran your
Yeah,
whole
you
block.
know who they were.
You know who they were. You know who I am, right?" And I said, "Nah."
Oh, you knew though, right?
He was about to beat
Shout out
me
about to
up.
say wrong answer.
Yeah, shout out to Hannibal, man. Hopefully he's still alive, man. But that was a little crazy. It changed my whole trajectory and shit. I could have been a gangbanger.
That's kind of like flexing though. Gone wrong. Like you're trying to flex wearing the shoes,
Yeah.
not understanding that there's people out there that want what you have. Maybe it was in hindsight a blessing that he was trying to.
He guided me a
Bring-
different
bring-
way.
yeah,
He
bring
guided
you
me
down
a
a
different way
little
because
bit, like,
Mobb
chill.
Deep will have you on some shit. You listen to Mobb Deep, it'll definitely have you on some shit, man. Rest in peace, Prodigy,
I was
man.
just about to say that, bro.
Yeah,
man.
you know we on the same frequency, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, rest in peace, the legend, man.
And so, do you remember like the first Jordan you got? Which one it was? Or
The
was
first
it,
Jordan was
did you
a
work for
10. No, I didn't. My brother hated me for it. My grandmother, my father's mom, spoiled me only. You feel me? And he gonna love this. Is some real shit. So when he watches this, he's gonna be like, "Damn, he telling the truth." I got a pair of 10s. Remember those 10s? They were black with the gray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
underneath the stripes underneth the bottom? were gray? Yeah.
But it was suede.
yeah.
That was my first Jordan I ever had.
Wow.
I'm not a 10 fan.
I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever you could
they
get.
might have been on sale. They might have been on sale.
Whatever you
But
could
I got
get.
the sneaker, and then that's when I was like, I'm gonna get these shits by any
Did
means.
you take care of them like she said you weren't?
Negative. I did not take
Did
care
not
of them. The
take care
first
of
day
them.
they was
Through the
kickballing.
streets.
The first day they was
Kickball.
outside kickballing full classic style, like kickballing the
Golly.
project style shit.
So I'm assuming Jordan was your go-to favorite shoe growing up.
Yeah, Jordan did something to me, and then I had a lot of Air Force Ones. Like the Uptowns was like heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
early
you New York,
2000s is
of
what it
course.
was.
Being in the Bronx and Harlem and
Yeah.
growing up in those like places and stuff and seeing like the flyest people. Like when I was young, I used to my uncle used to bring me around the Diplomats, which is crazy. I don't even know if they remember that. But I used to go, he's like, we going to Cameron's house, and I used to be like, damn, like, I don't even know who he is, you feel me? Like, but he was like, yeah, they my rapper homie. So we'll go over there, and then I see them with like all this jewelry on and like the sickest Air Force Ones.
Bro.
Not just like the craziest Air Force Ones with the different checks and stuff like that.
With
It used
the
to make
crazy
me
BB,
want them bad.
Crazy BB Simons to
Yeah,
match.
Averex jackets,
Averex
like crazy
jackets,
ass,
like,
and they had Jeff Hamilton.
Pelly, Jeff Hamilton. They were the
during
first
that time.
They weren't
Was
the first,
was
but
that
they were the
Chrome
ones doing it.
Hearts when they
Skull
were rocking
Gang. That was a
Skull
little
Gang?
further. That was a little further on.
But
Yeah.
Chrome was later. Chrome was later. That was like I was still young. I think I might have been like
forget
12.
That Chrome Hearts was around. Lil Wayne and Joel Santana were wearing Chrome Hearts before everybody.
Yeah, but that's an
15
old brand.
years
That was a
ago.
rock and roll brand.
Yeah,
Jeff,
so it's
Jeff
Slash
flexed on me the
from
other day.
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
Jeff flexed on me the other day. I ain't gonna lie. I
He
was
pulled some
at,
shit
I
out
was
or
at
what?
Jeff's office, and he was like, "Yeah, man, you guys like Chrome Hearts, right?" I said, "Yeah, man." I said, "Chrome is dope, man." He said, "Yo, look at this. Check this out." Brought a leather jacket. I'm like, "What is this?" He said, "It's Chrome Hearts, one of the original pieces. You know, it's my buddy." I said, "Yeah, Jeff. Yeah." I don't even know what to say.
You're different.
I
That's
still
too
feel
rare.
like people don't know that's like when Skull Gang and all that, when he was draped out on all that crazy
Yeah.
like that was
All
Chrome
Chrome.
Hearts that he
All
was
rock
wearing.
and roll, hard rock.
They were on that
style
shit. Lil
shit.
Wayne was making rock music at that time, like early 2006, 7. That was right before I went in. And it was just an era that people kind of overlapped. It didn't last that long, but it's one of those things where people forget. They only know about Chrome Hearts because they see whatever nowadays wearing it. They don't know that motherfucker's been around forever.
So speaking of this connection to Jeff, how did that happen? How did you meet Jeff?
So that's a story where my best friend, Mr. Drew, aka Mr. Home Fem, brought me
Big
to
friend of the show.
Passport Poppy, Big Zaddy.
Yeah.
He's passed out, Poppy, right now.
Yeah, he's passed
Yeah,
out.
he brought
Poppy.
he's actually on set right now. You know, Twin don't go nowhere without me, and I don't go nowhere without Twin. And basically, we got invited to Drake's big album of the decade thing.
Yeah, where he had the chicken.
Yeah, where
Dave's
he
Hot
rented
Chicken.
out. Yeah, and then when he rented out the whole football field before it opened up. And
It was
stuff
a
to the
Billboard's
public.
Decade of the Year
Yeah,
artist.
so they brought us over there. And Christian, one of my homies, Christian, which Drew introduced me to. Also,
I Hustle?
Yeah,
That's the homie. Shout out
Yep.
Christian, my
Yep.
dog.
My boy Christian. He invited us over there, and I was like, damn, this is crazy. We pulling up deep, you know what I'm saying? I put some shit on. I had some old vintage Bape on, and some I think I had those white, and remember the pack that came with the white and red Jordan 1s and the airship?
Yeah. Those came out to Chicago when they did.
Yeah,
They did in Charlotte NBA All Star Weekend.
Yeah.
The pack.
Yeah, I
need
wore those.
Oh, the black and the white?
Yeah.
Jordan ones?
Nah, that's black and white. It was white and
It was
red.
the pack.
One
the
with
airship,
white and
then
red.
it was
and
reverse.
the
Oh,
airship
okay.
was
It was like
white and
it was
red.
like
I don't know
reverse
why.
red.
I'm thinking of the
not
quilted
defining
joints.
moments.
The
Nah,
quilted.
we have
Yo,
those.
speaking
Where
of-
are those?
I was literally just
I was just thinking about
in
that
my
too.
head. I just thought about we have one of those, bro.
Where are they?
It's like less than 150 pairs made, and I have no idea where that's at.
Uh-oh. We need those. But I've always wanted that pack. And
Yeah,
then I've
no,
even
that
tried to
pack is
find
a
them
good
separately.
pack.
I think it's in the
They're
back of the
still
store.
really
Yeah.
expensive.
It's a
bro.
I think
great
it's in the
pack.
back of the store.
But I wore it, and then I went down the escalator. I'll tell you the whole sequence of this was a crazy sequence.
We knew who Jeff was before this happened.
Yeah, no,
'Cause we all know.
I knew who Jeff was just by the face. His face and the
Yeah.
smile, I just know who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Iconic.
I knew from Cameron, Jeff Hamilton,
Yeah,
Hammer Time, or whatever
yeah,
he says.
to say I'm the
Something,
man, I tell him never mind.
Like
Yeah.
I already knew.
So look, but this is a whole vibe.
Haze.
Like this is a whole viral moment. You feel me? We walking down the escalator. Me and Drew's like, first of all, Drew's like, yo, you want to go get something to drink? He's like, this shit look official. They got some Dave's Hot Chicken in here.
Facts.
It's fucking on tap. We about to fucking grub and chill. So I'm like, all right, bet. So we end up
That's so
walking to
Drew.
the bar. We walk to the bar and we like, yeah, this Drake party, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of motion in here, you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, he's like, what you want to drink? And I'm like, I want a ginger ale. And he's like, bet. As Drew was ordering the ginger ale, I lean over a little bit. Drake is standing right next to Drew with like a security.
Entourage.
So I start to realize that we're surrounded by security. Like we're in a little pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in a pocket that they don't know who we are, but we're just in a pocket. So Drew's like, yeah, it's a vibe in here. So we walk away, and then I end up seeing Marlon Wayans. My boy is tight with Marlon Wayans, and he's like, yo, Flash, come over and meet Marlon. So I tell Drew to come with me to meet Marlon. I said, what's up to Marlon? And then as I turn around, Drake is walking to the front of us. Drew is standing right there. And I'm like, man, I'm about to say something to this nigga. I swear I just walked up. I said, yo.
That's that opportunity.
In between all his security, everything, I said, yo, album is fire. This shit is crazy. This whole setup. He said, yeah, this shit is way crazier than I thought. I said, yo, salute, bro. He said, then he was just vibing with us. After that, he was vibing with us. I'm like, this nigga Drake is cool as fuck. So I'm like, all right. So we end up moving around. We end up going to the back. Then the Migos was in the corner, and Drew was like, yeah, you remember I was telling this nigga Offset about your shoe collection? And I'm like, nah, he said, bro, I promise you I told him about it. We about to run up on him right now and talk to him about it. And Drew literally walked up on Offset.
What shoes were you wearing?
I was wearing the
that's right. The red and reds.
I wasn't wearing no heat, but Drew was already campaigning. They had a whole Drew already campaigned about me to them prior to this.
They're gonna
so
look
I
down
don't
at
even
your
know what
shoes.
I'm like going into. And Drew's like, yeah, what's up, Set? Yeah, this my boy right here. This is my boy I'll tell you about with the heat. And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, yeah. And you like, what you got? What size you got? And I'm like, I'm a size 10, 10 and a half. He said, that's my size.
It's the worst when you run into a really rich person that's a sneakerhead that wears the same size as you because they're just gonna try to take all your shit.
Yo, no, he was going for it, and he was like, what's the best heat you got? And he looked on my gram, and he was like, oh, you got the Freddies, is I need those. And I was like, nah. He said, I'll give you some money right now for them, right now. I said, nah, I gotta hold those. You feel me? That's like my highest level. Like, you can't take my only Senzu bean.
You can't take the stripes off the tiger. You know what I'm saying?
The stripes. So I'm like, yo, salute Set, man. All, R.I.P. Takeoff, man. Yeah. Salute Quavo, and their energy was so fun and cool and shit like that. And I'm like, out of the corner of my eye, I see this twinkle. Like,
the teeth?
Jeff.
Was it the teeth?
Yeah, the teeth.
I seen the twinkle,
the
bro.
white teeth.
I see the twinkle, and he's just by himself. I'm like, what the fuck is Jeff Hamilton doing here by himself, twinkling over there? Walk up to him, and I'm like, yo, Jeff, man, I'm a big fan of your work, man, and what you do, man, when it comes to the jacket. I said, you're the jacket god. And he was like, man, appreciate you, man. Nice to meet you, man. And then literally at that same moment, PJ Kev walks up. And PJ Kev, the fucking jet god, shout out to my brother PJ Kev, real Bronx energy. He from the Bronx too. And he pulls up and he's like, yo, what's up, man? What you going to say? I want to introduce y'all to. And that's how the photo, there's a photo with me in the middle,
and PJ
Jeff,
Kev.
and PJ Kev, like, they're both happy to meet each other. They didn't know who each other was. And it was like a crazy connection there. And then me and Drew were just vibing with Jeff and being cool.
Speaking of that, you said connection. I literally, one of the main things in the beginning when we didn't know what to describe you as is I describe you as the dot connector. Yeah. There's many titles, you got business partners, you got things that you do with different people that make money. And then you also have there's another job title. It's like somebody who connects dots. Right. It's just as important as somebody you go into business with because the dot connector can create establishments within two different types of people that could create a business or an opportunity or
1,000%.
Something like that. And it's very important.
Because the craziest thing about Flash, right? You could be in a room with hundreds of people and you could be in that room and not recognize anyone and have no idea who those people are, but then Flash is going to be like, come here, let me introduce you to my boy. This is the CEO of blah, 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 blah. And you're like, wow, I had no idea dude was even in here. Like, I had
Larry
no idea.
and I were talking about, we're like, I don't know how Flash remembers.
Yeah, we don't know how you remember names and faces.
I be remembering their face.
It's wild.
I be remembering their face and then their energy, even if they're like they're either a good person in my eyes or they're like a shitty person.
But we both don't do drugs or drink, and I still can't.
I think
remember.
that plays a part.
Huh?
You don't feel like why? Did you ever drink and smoke back in the day?
Yeah, of course. That
Do
might
you
have
feel
been
like that might have been a reason?
Might have been. I never
Taking
did
these
anything
shrooms
weird.
in your day?
No, I don't do anything weird that could kill my brain cells, and so I don't do whippets or nothing like crazy like that.
Yeah,
so
the whippets, man. The whippets.
But you are the ultimate dot connector. Like it's just, and it's beautiful because it's one of those things where you could sit back and just be like, yeah, I did that. Like, but it pays forward.
I feel like it brings me joy.
But not only that, but it's important enough to where, okay, so you don't have to be putting in to be put on when you're the dot connector. You're just as important. So it's like, if I need you to come somewhere with me, I don't have to worry about it because I know when we get there, you're going to do what needs to be done and you're going to help me elevate whatever I'm trying to do. So everything's on me. Let's go. And it's just as important because there are people who become a burden when they hang around you because they're not helping you.
They don't bring any value.
There's no value.
That's why Drew is my only friend. We're like it's like a yin yang. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you have certain things, I'm not the richest in the world. I don't have businesses and stuff like that. But like I'm I do a lot.
But
you
you're
know
not
what I'm saying?
envious either.
No, never.
No.
That's a beautiful thing too, because being around stuff like this, it can naturally happen. But I feel like when there's that symbiotic energy that, you know, equally both parties are supplying.
Your benefits are definitely there.
Thank
and
you.
he understands the position. I just keep thinking your network is your net worth. You know what I mean?
1000%.
And
In reality,
this man's
right.
network is just insane. If you need to call Revolt TV, if you need to call Diddy's son right now, if you need to call, like, Flash could do it.
All day. Even
That's
at Complex
that's
Con.
valuable.
Even at Complex Con, Flatbush Zombies, there's a bunch
Yeah.
of different
Everybody,
people.
bro.
Everybody.
Anywhere we walk, Flash
Everywhere.
knows.
And it's
him,
not
bro.
even, and that's a,
But
and
they
that's
know
the-
him too.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
real
not even,
shit.
and it's not even just like,
It's real
just
shit.
hip hop artists or just
No, it's anybody,
It's
bro.
anybody. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's
Anybody
pop,
who's got
it's-
some movement.
Because you just got to keep it like, you know what I mean? If you just be yourself, I think that's the key. I think for anybody that's listening to this and watching and stuff like that, just be yourself and then just figure out how you can help them
Right.
in life. You get what I'm saying? It don't matter what you could do for you. So many people want to do something for them. If you figure out what you could do for them, they'll figure out what they could do for you.
Facts.
It just happens indirectly though, whether they want to help you or not, because then they'll bring you in a room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that's up to you if you could.
If you can, you can do the rest
And the best
of
thing about it is your energy. So is like I can never tell if you're sad or upset or mad, like because you don't. Show
You would never
it.
know. Yeah,
You would
he said
never
you get the
know.
same flash every
Which
time.
could also be scary to some people, but I don't think you're in that mindset. I don't think you're putting on an act. I really just genuinely think that you have great energy, because every time I run into you, it's the same shit, and I love it. And it made my Complex Con a lot more fun having you around
For sure.
and fucking with us and moving around. That's how I met Jeff Hamilton. That's how all three of us met Jeff. He brought us to his booth the time before.
yeah, the previous.
How we met Swerve, how we met Flatbush. I mean, there's just so Claremont twins. I mean, like there's just different people.
It goes on and on and on and
If we
on.
would have gotten close to Ye, I would have met Ye through you. So
It's
it's
fact.
like it's just one of those things where
You know, it's a gift and a curse. It's a gift and a curse with Ye sometimes. It's a gift and a curse.
I was gonna say, so that's obviously something that you couldn't put out there. It was just kind of a rumor mill thing about you being in the sessions from this last Donda album, that being in the Donda
the
sessions.
Stem Player album.
The second.
The Stem, let's say the Stem album, the album that didn't come out to the world, the first experimental Kanye West
that
album of all
even?
time.
If he got kicked off of Stem, is that album even there anymore?
Yeah.
I mean,
Or do you have to like video
for people
record it
that
off of the
downloaded
Stem?
it? You know, there's people
They
that
got it.
downloaded it, but there's speculations. There's so many different versions. There's so many versions of scratch vocals. There's so many different types of things that happen
Right.
there. You know what I'm saying? I keep it real with you. I was there. Shout out to Malik Youssef, which is Kanye's main writer. He's been around since the beginning. He has every Grammy that Kanye has. You know what
Crazy.
I'm saying? And he brought me in, and I told him during Donda 1, if there's ever an opportunity for me to come write or work or creative, anything that I can do, think of me. You know what I'm saying? And literally just called me randomly while I was at home, and it was just like, yo, we're at Soho Warehouse, pull up. And I'm like, who? And he just hangs up on me. So I call him back. He's like, pull up right now. Like, that's it. Like, that's what I'm telling
That's all you get.
So I get there. He told me to wear all black. So I'm like, all right, what the fuck is about to go down? Like, I wasn't really paying attention to the Donda movement and what that was about. You know what I'm saying?
And you're not even a type of person to wear all black.
No.
Hell no. It's cool to see how I wear all
Heavy
black.
colors,
Most
heavy
colorful
colors.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Like, yeah, Coochie, you know I had to do that for Biggie. You know what I'm saying?
Real
he
Coochie.
came with the energy. So literally I get there, right? And this is the word for word how it happened. I get in there and I'm like, well, Malik said, I'm gonna come down and get you. We're gonna go up to like the roof kind of area, like how Soho, you know, you've been to Soho Warehouse. They got like a food area. So we went in there, we started eating and just talking. And then he's like, yeah, so basically we here to work on the album. And I'm like, nah, no, he not. And he's like, I swear on everything. We here, and Ye gonna be in the room in a little bit, but we gonna go down to Ye's room. We basically like Donda the world. You know what I'm saying? It's like a setup. It's kind of like, it was crazy. It was like one whole floor. He rented out the whole floor, and each studio had bigger names in it in each room. You get what I'm saying?
Are we
And
allowed
then
to
there was
discuss
one main
those
room.
names?
There was some, you know, there's Pluto was there for sure. Future, you know, Antonio Brown. Shout out to AB, it's the homie. A couple big names. You know what I'm saying? Travis Scott. You know that people were in and out. It was a continuous, like, it was a fucking crazy circus in there. You know what I'm saying?
And this is your first time really kind of doing on this level?
Yeah, I mean, that's the highest level. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you get thrown, just imagine,
man.
like, you know, I've worked. Luckily, I've had like some writing and learned how to write. Shout out to my brother Eric Bellinger. I learned how like to put a song together.
Yeah, get
writing
placement,
it for
right,
other
yeah.
people through Eric. That's how I learned how to become somebody else.
So we're talking how that person visualizes their music and going in and
Yeah, you have to
becoming that.
literally go into somebody else's psyche.
be
So
them.
if I'm writing a song for Scott, you get what I'm saying? If I'm writing one for you, I would have to understand you. We have to talk.
Right.
And then I have to understand what you like and what you've been through.
And beats
then,
out
yeah,
there and production
and
and
beats.
everything
You know
too.
what I'm saying? Which is like Dallas, like, and I got something I'm working on for you for this too. By the way, that's exclusive.
Little steak
But I
fry.
got a little theme, some theme music. You know, that's
That
what I
would be fire.
specialize in right now.
Yeah.
So, and you're on it too. By the way,
Fire.
Yeah,
we
so-
actually had to talk about this. I didn't know you were gonna remember or not, but you do have good memory.
I'm actually
so.
doing it. So
Tight.
yeah,
I need-
it's
I need-
an emotion.
The cool thing is we are trying to make music to put into the YouTube channel so that we can create two sources of income through YouTube. So one would be from putting on music platforms and it being played through views through that, and then through AdSense and stuff through YouTube.
Got you.
So.
So it's so easy.
Fire.
That's what I specialize in. We'll get into how everything transcended from that, but I get into the
Yeah,
the shit
for
that
sure.
y'all the shit. So I get in there and I walk down into the room. And it's like the master room. You know what I'm saying? They got two big speakers. This is all top secret at the time. I could talk about it now because it's done and basically two big speakers, one computer. They moved all the furniture out of each room. There was no furniture in the rooms, just bottles of water. So I get in there and I walk inside and me, Malik Youssef, we chopping it up, talking, and he got like a couple homies in there. Like one girl, they just listening to beats and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know if the session is really going down. I didn't know if it was just, set up. So I'm like, all right, bro, 5 minutes later, Ye just walks in fast. Like he just walks in fast, which I working on. My heart, I ain't gonna lie. I'm 100%. I'm a big fan of this nigga. You feel me?
Yeah.
Right.
My heart murmured.
Yeah.
It was like, and I was like, Kanye, it's Kanye West, right?
Like the voice, the presence.
Yeah,
all that.
he said, Kanye, what's up? I said, what's up, man? Like I didn't want to say big fan or nothing because I'm like, I'm in the shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
in here.
it's not the time for
Yeah,
that.
I'm in the room that I'm not supposed to be
No
in. I'm in the
fans
room
allowed.
beyond the room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With his right hand.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, we listened to the beats. He's like, what y'all working on? And Malik is like, he just threw me into the cold pool. He said, yo, Flash, spit that shit for Ye that you was spitting for me earlier. And I was like, is this my Big Sean moment? I swear on
Straight up.
everything. I just thought about Big Sean outside of the radio station,
That's
and
some
I'm
real
like,
shit.
I'm about to go crazy.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Super
like, I got
sane.
bad bars. I'm like, respecting our bow, like Taekwondo. Yo, bro, how I end up at Tao? Wow, this is not Mr. Chow. I guess life is a breeze. Look at me now. Oh, Ye was like, he said, I want bars.
Yeah.
This is top tier barbarian rap. And I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like, I'm really with this nigga. Like, so
It's like, was that an insult or just should I take it as a
didn't know.
compliment?
Yeah, I
Like,
didn't
what
know
the
if he was
fuck?
trolling me. I didn't know if
Right.
it was an insult. I didn't know
Could
if
be motivation,
anything.
too.
Yeah, but it was hyping me up though because
Yeah.
I was like, I got way more bars than that. I was like, yo,
Let me go
I'm
into my
really-
bar bag real
Yeah, I'm like, I
quick.
really rap. Like I come from hip hop. Like this is my DNA. But I don't think he even knew that. I don't
Right.
even think he knew where I came from.
Were you
and
ever able to tell
stuff
him or
like
no?
that? No, because it was like, I'm gonna tell y'all something. When you're around Kanye, it's the Kanye show.
Yeah, you can't really.
Period.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? You go against the grain, I'll let you know what happens when you go against the grain.
Right.
So literally we in there and Malik is like, we turning up, we making some dope shit. We end up getting like a dope little jingle together. And Ye is just like elbowing me and we really going in together and shit. And I'm like, this shit is crazy. No one's ever gonna believe this shit. Like I can't even talk about it because I can't even talk about it. This is crazy. So I'm like, I just gotta store all of this shit in my brain. So Ye is like, yo, I'm gonna go and chill. I'm gonna go to the other room because the way that he works was so legendary about him and shit. He'll leave the room. He does things like workout. You know how you go to a gym
Yeah.
and you go to
Yeah,
different
the
workout
stations.
areas and stuff like that? He'll
Right.
go to stations. So he'll go to his room where all the clothes is at. Start fittings and shit. Has all different fittings he's doing in the room. Then he'll go to another room, go to Future's room,
So this fool's traveling
turn
with
up,
everything all
listen
at
to the
once.
shit, and then come to our room and be like, "What y'all got?" So I'm in there going crazy. Me and Malik is going crazy, and it was just a crazy experience, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna stay all night.
I'm not going home.
Worst thing that I ever did. Should have never did that. So
Yeah, there's no chairs.
look, all right. So I stayed there. Shout out to my brother Prophet, the producer, because Prophet was there. He stayed there all night with me. So we recording, making music, doing shit. So I'm like, all right, yeah, this shit is hard. Like, this shit is real hard. You feel me? The beats was hitting hard and the bars were like sticking. Like they sounded like, yeah, you feel me? Like, so I'm like, all right. But everybody in every room is also submitting what they do. Kanye is the greatest producer, one of the greatest to ever live, arguably. You know what I'm saying? And what he does is grab from everybody and everything, and then he makes what you get.
Right, it's like a jambalaya.
Yeah, it's like a crazy jambalaya. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like, you know,
he's orchestrating.
Dr. Dre does the same. Dr. Dre does the same thing in a different way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So when we're working and doing that stuff, I'm like, I feel like I'm outworking everybody because I seen people leaving. I'm like, I'm gonna stay all night. They don't know me. I'm the civilian here. You feel me? But I feel like I'm not a civilian amongst the industry because I'm in it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, no one knows me.
But you had to prove something.
I had to prove something to myself.
Right.
But at the same time, I wanted to like blow his mind, right?
Yeah.
So he comes back. So literally they're like, yo, the 8 a.m. Somebody comes in the studio and they're like, yo, the 8 a.m. meeting is at 8 a.m. Yeah, he's going to be here. He comes here every morning at 8 a.m. And I'm like, fuck, I didn't even go to the crib. I didn't take a shower. I look crazy right now. I look like a fucking feral dog in here right now. So I'm like, all right, bet I'm just gonna stay. So I stay on this fucking cold ass, hard ass bench. I just stay there. My boy Prophet literally just leans his head. He's sleeping like Morpheus in that bitch. So I was like, yo, we just gonna wait till this nigga pulls up. You feel me? So he pulls up
at 8?
Yeah, 8 a.m. Sharp.
Damn.
Sharp, bro. Bright-eyed, everything, ready to go. And then all these other people start pulling up. Everybody starts coming in. Like the people that were working on it, all the engineers from every room have to come and review each song. You get what I'm saying? So he starts playing the music, right? And he's like, he listens to one thing. And then they play one of my shits. He listens to, because he would listen to it and cut it off. He didn't like it. He listened to it, cut it off. He didn't like it. Then he played one of them, and he was like, I feel like it was the craziest bars I ever wrote. Like bars is to me is entendres. How many times you make sense or blow your mind somewhere else? Like you put this piece together with this piece, and then it ends up tying it.
Yeah, and then
together.
way down the road that connects to one of the first or second bars,
the first or second lines, whatever you say, right?
I mean, that's kind of how Elon Musk and Kanye in interviews talk.
Right.
Like
But
they'll talk about items or topics,
and they also speak in code too.
And then they come back around.
They speak in code with only things
crazy.
that they only know about, and then it all makes sense in the end.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
wild.
So, but I didn't know, you're not gonna know any of this shit. The fuck? I'm a civilian. I'm coming in here. Like I've been around rappers and shit, but this is the top tier. This is the god. This is the god of rap, one of the gods of rap. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and it is what it is. And he plays the shit. Then he cuts it off, right? And then he's like, y'all gotta understand, like, it gotta be provocative, like, it gotta be, like, going crazy. And then I'm like, he's like, you gotta understand, like this record right here, there is no bars. And I was just like, what? And then I look at Prophet, and Prophet literally, I didn't say anything. I keep it funky. I didn't stand up for myself, ladies and gentlemen. I did not stand up for myself because I did not want to get kicked out. So Prophet stood up for me. And he said, I thought there was bars in there. I thought it was hard. Like, he had some bars. He said, is there a fucking camera on in here? Am I being recorded right now? Like, am I being recorded right now? Is this a fucking joke? And I was just like, I said, this nigga's trying, he's embarrassing me.
Yeah,
he's insulting me, but I'm like, does this mean that he likes it? Or I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, you
can't read him.
Yeah, does he want me to get pissed? Is he trying to get me pissed? Like, this is crazy as fuck. And then I'm like, I said, just play another one. Like, I just spoke up out of nowhere. It was like word vomit. I said, play another one. I said, play another one. I did 8 of them. I wrote 8 last night.
Yeah.
Played another one. He listened to it. He was like, I said, how was that one? He said, you know what I'm saying? Literally a few minutes later, he comes up to me and he's like, hey, Flash, I appreciate your contributions to the album. I just want to consolidate the room if I could have you step out. Nigga, I looked at him and I was like, I feel like exactly how Homer felt with Bart.
Yeah.
I wanted to choke him, bro. I just didn't understand. Like,
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Yeah, I didn't understand because I was like,
Everybody
how?
else was on your level as far as just like vibing with your tracks?
Yeah, they was.
Okay.
No, but nobody would like.
They're
You
too
get what I
scared.
mean?
Yeah,
They're
you
too
can't.
scared. No one's gonna stick up. Like you got to
Yeah,
be
it's
built different
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have a voice around somebody that is controlling everything.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then like he literally kicked me out, and I was like, but then didn't want me to leave like all the way. Because Malik wasn't there at that time. You see what I'm saying? So I stayed past even.
what, he's just
like wait
Malik.
outside?
So
So
he's
now
like,
you're solo.
yeah.
almost,
So he's like, I'm solo.
Yeah.
I'm solo in the wild, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but not. I'm just really want this shit. You feel me? I'm gunning for a Grammy. That's what my goal was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this is my opportunity, and I know I have the gift for it. You know what I'm saying? This is like in my DNA to have the gift. So I'm like, all right. So I get kicked out, and I'm sitting in the I'm sitting like in a couch, just like this, outside of the.
So you just refused to leave?
Bro, he just told me to.
Oh, he said leave the room, but don't leave the premises?
room. Yeah, but in the nicest way you could possibly ever say it. But it was like,
Yeah, straight
you know what I'm
up.
saying? But like, I didn't know certain like key things that you're supposed to know when you're around big people like that. One thing is never outwork the master or outshine the master.
Huh.
If they're teaching you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if you know Kung Fu, right, and then your master knows it, but then you start breaking wood shit and doing all types of shit off the rip without he'll feel away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether he likes it or not, he may not give you your flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He
It's
may
competition at this
especially
point.
amongst
So
his
then that was a
peers.
compliment.
It could be, or it could have been.
We don't know.
Yeah, you'll never know.
The world will never know.
Yeah, you'll never know.
when it comes to him, because but at the same time, I was like, this is also a learning curve for me. So now I'm sitting outside of the room, and then out of nowhere, AB, like it's like that's how I met AB. He ends up coming to the room and like walking in. He's like, "What happened? Like, why you got kicked? You got kicked out? Like, what's going on? Like, why you in the 8 a.m. Meeting?" And I'm like, I got kicked out. I mean,
You better think about what you did while you're out there.
yeah, so I'm like, he said, "What you gonna do?" And I said, "I'm just gonna chill." And this is 8 a.m. You know, after you've been up all night, how would you feel? You on putt. Like I'm like, bro, I could go to sleep right here, but I don't want to look like the guy that's sleeping outside the room. And I can't hang in this fucking game. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, "Yo, come to my room and shit." So we start listening to beats, all types of shit, and you know, music is going on, and you know, put that shit on.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. And that's shout out to AB. And you know, and there's a lot of like crazy experiences from that.
So getting kicked out of the Ye room is
Brought
what
me in,
led
connected me to
the
AB,
session.
and ended up being my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
but what
AB is my friend.
What did you learn? If you could think of something that you learned from getting kicked out, what did you learn besides not outmastering the master? Is that really
Probably
it?
the main.
I think that was the. I think to
That
be
was the
honest, I
lesson?
think that was the honest to God truth. Because I always speak to Malik about everything prior to that, because he's been in it. He's Don C, all of them, Virgil, all of them are together. They're friends. You know what I'm saying? They grew up together. Malik been with them since the beginning. So for him to tell me what it was, he told me what it was. He just said, bro, he told him straight up not to have his friends there without him being there. And he was like, but it's not my friends. It's just one guy, and Flash is me. You know what I'm saying? Flash is good like that. You feel me? But he still felt the way about it, you know? And like, you know what I'm saying? He just felt the way, you know, my energy. I came across like that too. Like I wasn't hiding.
You're very confident.
Yeah, but I wasn't hiding like.
Not at
I
all.
wasn't
You weren't
hiding-
holding
You
back.
weren't just
No.
sitting
You
in the
weren't
corner
holding back.
I wasn't
quiet.
being
But-
Flash. I was
but-
being
yeah.
the same Flash at Complex Con that I was being in the room with Kanye
But
West.
that goes with not looking back and having regrets.
Yeah.
You know, like you wanted to not look back and be like, I should have done this or I should have done that. That's why you vomited up that I made 8 tracks.
Play another
the
one.
next one.
Play another one.
Because I was just working all night, and me
you
and
only-
Prophet was in there all night, working all night, and literally after that whole ordeal, right, I ended up going. I'm tight. Like after I was in that room with AB, I went upstairs and I'm like, fuck, man. I got on the phone. I called Malik and I'm like, yo, this nigga kicked me out, bro. Like I was tripping. I'm like, yo, he kicked me out. I'm putting the most work in. It's just crazy. Blah blah blah. He said, bro, just chill, bro. Like just chill.
You ain't the
gotta
first one that's been
understand.
kicked
He
out.
said, you gotta understand. This is your first time. This is nothing. compared to what the fuck could be going
You know what's
down.
cool about
feel
that
me?
situation though is now you can get put into a room with people that are lesser of that and dominate.
Yeah, no, because I'm crazy. Now I'm super aggressive with it now.
Right.
So I ended up leaving there that day, right? And then Malik was like, just bounce and shit. So I ended up bouncing. And then the next day, it just happened to be the Super Bowl. But it was also Sunday service. So literally, I go to meet with AB. Me and AB tight. That's my dog. If he was a hit, if you was to call him or he was to pull up over here, he would tell you. Literally, we went over there. He just fucked with my energy, and he's like, "Yo, come with me with Wires Only to go do like a signing, like a thing. You know what I'm saying? Do like a signing for these kids, sign some footballs and stuff like that with all these foreign cars." So I'm like, "All right, bet." And he said, "Then after we're gonna go to Sunday service." So I wear black. A little bit. So I
figured that would have been the memo because of what happened last time, right?
You already know what happened last time. And then you want to know what I also did. It might have rubbed them the wrong way a little bit too. I wore
Jordans or some shit
no,
or Nike.
I wore the Nike Yeezys. I wore the Solar Reds because I was just like, I just wanted to flex. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted him to see him. And then
I feel like
wore.
he would be cool with that.
Nah, he wasn't.
He's
and then
not.
I wore Griselda unreleased Jeff Hamilton collab. Shout out to my nigga Gun, Westside Gun. I wore that. I debuted that way long before anybody even knew it existed. Yeah. And then JC posted it inside the store, and then Gun posted it and was like, "Yo," he's like, "Yo, you really leaked my shit during the Donda shit?" And then he posted me and AB and was like, "Drip Lords" and all of this, and I was like, "Salute Westside Gun for that." But I think it had like all these different color scorpions. You know how I like the colors.
Yeah.
But it had multiple colors, but it was way against the code though. You get what I'm saying? Everybody is wearing Balenciaga oversized hoodies, baggy ass
Black,
pants.
You're just like that kid that just doesn't learn and
Nah, just don't learn.
or you just don't care. You're stubborn.
Maybe I didn't care, but
Did
then
he say anything?
But then I forgot. No, I'm gonna tell you when I got to Sunday service after I left with AB, we're literally in the same truck together, leaving together, right? And AB is just like, he don't give a fuck. AB's against the grain, and I think we're like both two badass kids.
I was about to say that's why you guys
like we're in the car, and he's just like, "Yo, we about to go to the Super Bowl and all of that. I don't give a fuck. That's what we doing." So I'm like, "All right." He's like, "Come with me to Sunday service." So I get there, I get out of the truck. People taking pictures. They don't know who's coming out the SUV, right? So we get out of the car. I don't think it was an SUV. I think it was a Sprinter. It was a Donda Sprinter. So they had Donda Sprinters for everybody with the bird on the side.
Okay,
yeah,
the one that's on the back of the hoodie that he did with Gap or whatever.
I don't think it was the Gap. It was a smaller bird.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
and then he had multiple different trucks, like that he sent out for the team and shit like that.
People,
So they picked us up. We get there. They open up the van at Sunday service, and I'm like, I look at my jeans, and I'm like, damn, I got some jeans. They're blue jeans with pink all down the side. Pink graffiti, by the way, down the side with a Jeff Hamilton on. I'm ready for the Super Bowl. I wasn't ready.
Yeezys.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for Sunday service.
You had Yeezys on right now?
That day, day was the next day. I was wearing not Don C. I was wearing Virgil's Off-White low top 2s, the black ones.
Okay.
Nice. And I was wearing that. I'm still trying to keep the old school energy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring back the band. You know what I'm saying? I'm living it like we watched it in the picture.
For sure.
And their videos and all the stuff that they done. So I'm like, damn, this is it, man. I'm in the crew. So I get there and I'm not realizing that I'm not wearing all black again. And this is for church.
Which is like very sequenced to be the same colors no matter what.
No matter what.
It's being publicized on the live stream.
Donda is all black. That's all there is to it, period. So I'm like, fuck. So I get there and I'm telling AB that, and AB's like, what you gonna do? He said, fuck it, you can just go on with me. It don't matter. We could just still go in. And I'm like, literally, while he's saying that, I see the Maybach pull up. You know who that was.
Yeah, of course.
So the Maybach pulls up. He gets out of the car with Northwest. Literally walks up with the mask on, and I feel this dude looking at me through my soul. I feel
through the mask.
Stood there like he said. Well, he looked at me, stood there, looked at me, looked at my fit, looked at AB, shook his hand, and went to Sunday service. I look at AB, said, "What am I gonna do?" I said, "Should I go in or should I call somebody?" And I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to call somebody. So I literally sat outside. Here we go again. Flashes outside of church. The only person, I'm sitting on the bench outside like a bad student. I call my homegirl Joanne, and she ends up bringing me some black jeans. And literally I go in there, and I don't know what possessed me to do this. I should have never did it, but I was hungry. So I went right to the communion.
Flash.
All the grapes and all the food and stuff like that. I just started breaking pieces of bread. I can show y'all the footage. And I was recording it too.
Flash.
I was like,
What are
dang,
you
this
doing?
bread's good. I was just eating grapes and all of that. And I'm like, yo. And in my mind, I'm like,
Have you been
I'm
to
a
church
misfit.
before?
I was about to say
Have you been to church?
That's a one per person. You
Yeah.
get one grape.
It's
Yeah.
one
You get
serving.
one
You pass
piece of
it
bread.
around.
no, but people were eating it too. Like it seemed like, I don't know. I just seen people
PC
eating
monkey
it
dude.
before. You feel me? So I was just like, but then I see him, like he records live, he live streams his things on his phone. So he comes around and he sees me again. This time I'm like by the
At least you're in all black.
yeah, I'm by the shit, and I'm like, they had this. When I tell you, Scott, they had this dip. It was like a jam, like a berry jam type dip with this premium bread, right? And I swear I was just dipping it in it crazy
looks over,
with
he
a
just-
whole bunch with turkey. I was slapping it with turkey. You already know niggas was hungry. I was slapping it with turkey. This is in the morning. I'm like, damn, this shit's hitting. Like, what are you talking about right now? I'm like, this. I love the Donda wave. Like, this is a movie. So then I'm like, dang, like, hopefully this nigga don't see me. He seen me again. I'm like, hopefully he just looks at me and continues recording. The kids are like running around and he's getting like this crazy footage. And I'm like, this is a beautiful thing, you know? And then I'm like, hopefully I'm still invited to the Super Bowl. That's all I was thinking in the back of my head.
Mouthful.
But bro,
Jam on the
but
side,
then-
just wiping it off while he's filming you.
Oh God, bro. And literally I look to the left and I'm like, this is Marilyn Manson.
Oh shit.
I never understood the correlation
Bro.
between that.
I met Marilyn Manson, bro. I looked at him. I ain't gonna lie, I got a little scared.
Yeah.
Because I looked at him and I was like, this is crazy. Is this just TV or is this
this real
fake?
life?
Yeah, is this real life?
He definitely would come off as
He
like
didn't
a
give-
fictional character
Yeah,
if you
he
saw him in
didn't give
person.
off none of that though.
He
didn't
was
give-
at a church.
Bro, he was at Sunday service.
But
church.
was he kneeling his head in prayer or anything like that?
Yes. He was involved in the whole service.
Can you
I
explain any
didn't have a
correlation
seat
with
in this-
him being around? Do you know? I've never
don't
been able
know,
to figure
dude.
it out, and no one's ever spoke on it, and I'm
Bro,
dying to know.
I don't know. All I know is I saw him with my own eyes and said, what's up? Because it made me like, you know, when you're walking out and church is over, it made me like, I had to blurt it out, bro. You can't be this close to me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what's up, man?
Yeah.
I said, like some of your shit, you know. And he got,
Some of it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, because some of the shit I grew up with, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
of
There's
course.
nothing I could do when hard rock was going on and all of that, the Satanist shit and all of that, and not. But it did, and then in the back of my mind, I'm like, did this dude really take his ribs out to suck his own dick?
Nah.
Hey, bro.
I'm like, pause.
I still
I'm
remember
like,
that
in my
shit
mind,
from
I'm
school,
like, it's
bro.
possible for me even talking to this nigga right
I had
now.
to. I had to stop listening to him. You know, earlier on, my relationship with God wasn't as strong, so I listened to a lot of things that I shouldn't have been listening to.
Mm-hmm.
Now my relationship with Jesus is a lot stronger, so there's certain things I listen to that I feel condemned and bad.
Do
Listening
you still
to
listen
them.
to secular music?
So I've tried to push away certain music that's very blasphemous. Marilyn's one of them. I haven't listened to Marilyn probably like 4 years. Last time I ever listened to him, I wasn't listening to him when it happened, but I went to Aftershock in Sacramento to listen to other people, and he was one of the people on the lineup. I was like, fuck it, once in a lifetime thing. Let's just step in there. So me and my girl at the time went just to say that we could say we saw him or whatever. We both don't listen to him at the time anymore. But what drew the line is he stopped, lit a Bible on fire, and everyone screamed hallelujah for it. And I had to walk away. It was just
Oh,
one of those
nah,
things
that's
where it was like,
insane.
I left.
That's a little too crazy.
And so it's just like, that's the type of stuff that's just kind of like, okay.
The only shit I ever knew from him was Sweet Dreams. That was the only thing I
I mean,
ever
he's
knew.
known
beautiful
for taking
people.
Yeah, and beautiful people.
He's known for taking classics and converting them into like his style of music. But to see him in person, I think that would be
Bro, he
like a
was
unicorn.
mad
It's like a
tall.
unicorn.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
mad tall. He was with his kid.
super pale.
You feel me?
I didn't even know he
Super
had a
fit.
kid.
Yeah, he has a
That's
kid,
great.
bro.
Yeah.
And when
He's
I met
also-
him, he was like actually like chilling though. He wasn't like an asshole.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
regular dude.
Yeah, he was nicer. He was a lot nicer than Ye, you know.
Of course.
But Ye would be nice sometimes, and then
switch.
Yeah, and then switch because there was a situation where I never said this. I never even spoke about this. I don't even think I told Drew this, and I tell Drew everything. I was at the video shoot. You know when they did the video with Fabio and and Fabio Foreign and
Not Mary J.
New York
Blige.
City.
Was it Mary J. Blige?
Nah, that was
Or Alicia Keys.
That was Alicia Keys.
It was Alicia Keys.
So we were in the warehouse, and I went down there for that, like, cause I stayed after, like, I came back the day like after the whole ordeal, I came back, but it was like nothing ever happened. He didn't act like nothing towards me.
That was a good song.
Regular.
So I'm like, he definitely has that issue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could tell.
He's
Yeah,
really
like,
bipolar.
What was
So-
the name of the album he did with the hills in the
Yeah,
background?
it's that
Wyoming.
bipolar.
Yeah.
It's amazing or something.
Yeah, or some shit like
Yeah.
that. It's like that alone.
No,
just
it
lets
was
you
real
know,
because
like,
that's what I didn't. When I saw him again, he acted like nothing happened.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come in here and during the video while they're doing that, because this is when Future was also working on his album. He wasn't working on
Yay,
Donda.
he was working on his own.
he worked
They
on
just
his
happened to be in the
own
same
in the
studio.
same studio. No,
Right.
that he was supposed to be the executive producer of that project, but he
That's
was
right, I do
working
remember
on
that.
I Never Liked You. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was crazy. It was like I told you, it was this crazy stew of work being done in there, but like hard ass work. So literally, it comes to the full circle, and then like it was like I don't even know how to explain it, bro. It was.
I don't
weird.
think there's an explanation for it. It's just one of those feelings. It's you know what I'm saying that you
vibe.
get.
I don't know.
So when you went to that shoot, like
Look, cause
In
no,
term-
look, I'll tell you the energy that he had. So I'm watching it from the background and I see them in shadows. They only shooting silhouette shots. You know what I'm saying? So they dancing. Ye does his like, you know how he does it with the boots. So he has these big ass like motocross. No, not even.
Yeah, no, I remember
motocross
it. Remember
boots
it.
on.
There's a
With
name
the-
for I forget the
Detroit
name.
Wings
Detroit,
or Wing
Red Wing,
or-
Red Wing,
Red
boots.
Wings.
Oh,
yeah.
and it reminded me of Fox Racing too.
Yeah.
And he had them on with like a whole Fox Racing setup. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I remember this from like dirt biking and all types of crazy shit like that. So he ends
With
up
the tight pants.
Yeah, he ends up like coming back and he like does a whole performance and he just walks up to me only and he's like, "How'd that look?" And I'm like, "A little hard." And he's like, "The fit good?" I said, "Yeah."
What were you wearing? Do you remember?
That day
Then?
I was wearing black that day. I wore those Balenciaga Tiger. What are those tire shoes?
Yeah,
those
yeah,
big
yeah,
ass
yeah.
tire shoes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
talking about the Croc-
I was
the
fully
Croc
goffed
ones?
out. I was fully
Yeah.
immersed.
The ones
I was
that's got
part
the
of
crazy,
it.
the ones that looks like these but all over.
Yeah.
With the big tire.
I don't like those.
But I had it, bro. I had it. I was fully in then. I was fully engulfed into the party.
If I would have ran into you that day, I would have been like, "Flash, you changed."
Yeah, I changed 100%. I had a
Ever since you
6X
started hanging out with
Balenciaga
Ye.
jacket. I had a 6X Balenciaga
Now-
Donda hoodie
Now
on.
he's known for cashing out at Balenciaga collections and then just giving it to the people around him to create that ambiance
of everybody
like,
wearing it.
look.
And he
Yeah.
did do that because literally
So that was
after
free.
that,
Everything on you was free.
all of it, all of the shoes, everything, like all the
That's
Futures
tight.
team. Like he literally gave everybody. Like he would just tell people to go to the warehouse and he'll just give you everything. Like everybody, that's one thing that he does is give away a lot of shit. He gives away a lot of shit, but at the same time, just don't have an opinion. That's the best thing for you.
Yeah.
Don't have an opinion and make sure that you're and don't be a fan. Do not be a fan because if you're a fan and he feels like you're a fan, you're gonna look crazy. He will embarrass you. You know what I'm saying? And it was a good experience because I'm like, what is gonna happen after this for me? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like,
how does
is the
this-
songs,
Yeah.
anything I worked on, is any melodies or anything gonna make the album and shit like that? So I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna go home and AB is like, nah, dog, we going to the Super Bowl. And I'm like, bro, I don't got Super Bowl money. I don't know what y'all got going on in y'all head, but I know I'm cool with y'all like that, but it seems like y'all think
And
that
he
I'm
was
rich
hot
like
at the time.
this.
He had just walked off the field prior, not
Yeah.
too long ago. Like he was
Got the Donda Sports thing going on.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah, he
literally-
had just acquired that from Ye. He didn't he acquire some sort of title with
Yeah,
with-
he acquired Donda Sports.
That's what it was.
He
Okay,
acquired
yeah, you're
it.
right.
That's why Ye brought him in to the sessions, but nobody knew he wanted to work on music too. You know what I'm saying? So literally to spin that all the way to the forefront, we get back in the truck and I'm riding with AB says to ride in the Donda Sprinter. I'm gonna ride in another car and then I'm gonna go on with Ye. So I'm like, I'm not getting in. You already know. I'm like, these niggas is about to leave me. I know
'Cause
this.
everything happens fast.
Yeah, I
You
like.
gotta
I know
get-
this
you know how it
loop de loop.
goes.
I like.
Yeah,
I know
how it
this
goes.
loop de loop.
Once
So
you get off the car,
literally-
you got to move.
Yeah,
with
but
these
he told me
people.
to get into the
Yeah,
sprinter
separate
with the
sprinters.
team.
So it's
separate.
hard to get back in.
No, I thought I wasn't getting in. So I was like, there's no way I'm getting in. These shits is $5,000 to start off for nosebleed.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not getting into the Super Bowl. This is not fucking happening. So I get in the car and AB, I was like, bro, I'm about to just call. I kept telling him, he's literally pulling off with like these girls and then like other team.
You're like, bro, I'm about to hit an Uber or something.
He's following Ye's car because they leaving, they going. And he's like,
moving like the government.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just gonna go home, dog. And he's like, bro, I told you, bro, don't worry about it. You going with me. We going to the Super Bowl. So I was like, all right, I get in the car. I still don't know what the fuck's going on. You know, you just riding in the Sprinter. I'm just riding in the Sprinter like, I don't know if I'm getting in here, bro. I'm about to get embarrassed. I don't give a fuck. Everybody's going to know me as the fucking
y'all
bro
are
boy.
all in black.
They're going to know me as the bro boy that was there. I infiltrated the whole shit. And like, I'm just here. So I'm like, I get to the front. And literally, he's texting the guy that I'm in the car with, and he's like, yo, did you purchase the tickets? And he texts me that. He's like, yo, AB asked if I purchased them yet, but he gave me the card to buy them. So I'm like, but I thought y'all already had tickets. Ye bought tickets exactly for the amount of people that he seen
spent
fit.
that much on tickets?
Yes, bro. He got the owner's box. You get what I'm saying? And then also, he got the owner's box and didn't sit in the owner's box.
He sat down in the front by
bro,
like
that's
the
biggest
railing.
flex of all time. He got enough owner's box tickets for the team and then sat on the field because North wanted to see the game.
I remember that.
He was down by the railing right there, like the first row.
Yeah. So AB goes in and goes down there. So AB, you know, he's fresh off a Super Bowl. Y'all gotta understand that. He's a fresh winner off the Super Bowl. Cause literally like the night before we out, and AB's letting me rock the Super Bowl ring. I'm riding around with him with the Super Bowl ring. I'm in fucking the club. I'm in Nice Guy with the Super Bowl ring on. I'm moving through crazy. I'm acting real bad. I'm acting like
He's like, what did you say?
Nobody tell me.
He's like, what did you say? He's like
shit.
showing off the rings. Like, yeah, it's over. The restroom's over
and
there.
AB hyping me up. He's like, "Hey, we do what we want. We do what we want, Flash." I'm like, "Nigga, you fuck out." And then fucking, we end up going to the shit, and then he goes down to the thing, and I call AB, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm out here with your homie right now." And I'm trying to get in the Super Bowl. Like, what's up? Like, the game about to start. What we doing? Like, I'm trying to see this halftime show. Of
course,
the Eminem
greatest
shit,
of all time.
I wanted to see that.
You did get to see
bro,
that.
I saw it. I see it. I really
That's
saw it.
history.
So listen how this shit happened, bro. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, I'm waiting. This shit went by. It was like 45 minutes. I'm waiting. Okay. So I'm like, and then AB calls me back, and he's like, fuck it. Hey, I'm about to send somebody out there. Bro, he sends one of the people from the Rams. One of the people like that was in the owner's booth. They literally just bought my ticket.
What?
Yeah,
the Rams? Dude?
Yeah, the Rams.
They don't even know you?
No.
Tight.
So AB was like, because you know AB is fresh. Yeah. He hot right now. Like,
you gonna if he says go down there and buy my boy a ticket, they gonna go.
Bro,
down
they got the ticket. They got the ticket. He sent me the confirmation. They got the ticket. So I seen it and it said VIP. So I'm like, I'm in, nigga, and I'm VIP. So I end up walking. I'm walking to the side. You already know, Scott. I'm on my phone. I'm like, yeah, I'm going through the same place, nigga. Offset, same shit. Offset going through. I turned the camera around.
I do remember that shit.
I'm like, look, there go Offset right there. I'm going through the same spot. What y'all talk about? And I'm by myself, nigga. What the fuck y'all talk about? So I go inside. I get inside the spot. I go down and I'm like, where's my seat at? So I'm like, am I going to the owner's box or where am I going? Bro, I end up going into a VIP section with Dame Lillard, all these dudes.
Shit.
Everybody's in the section. Rich the Kid, everybody's in there. So I go and sit in my seat, but I'm by myself with these strangers, bro. So I'm like, yo, like, am I just gonna watch the whole shit? They gave me like the Pepsi little thing for the light up, and I'm like, I'm about to just watch the whole game by myself. This is gonna be lit. And literally, while the game is turning up, almost halftime before the halftime show comes on, I get a call from AB. And AB like, hey, what's up? I said, where y'all at, man? What the fuck? I thought we watching it together. He said, yeah, I was down there with Ye. We did the Jumbotron shit, but now I'm back. I'm going in the owner's box. I'm about to send somebody over with the owner's box thing. So now I got one ticket. I come with a whole nother owner's box ticket. So just imagine the price
like
of that.
25 bands.
Easy.
Dumb.
Easy 25 bands. So I come with the owner's band. Now I'm walking through, video starts up again. I'm on my way to the owner's box. Fuck you talk about. I'm watching it. Who owns the Rams? I'm watching it with them. So I end up walking in, and literally I walk in, and AB is literally on the edge of the shit signing footballs. It was just crazy. And I walk up, and I'm
he
like,
was standing
AB,
up there. People were throwing stuff
bro,
up to him.
I got receipts for all this shit, by the way. I recorded the whole shit. I walk in, and AB is standing there with the mask on and signing footballs. He takes his mask off, and I'm like, AB, I made it. So I said, I made it. He turned around. He said, and I said, what we doing? He said, we doing what the fuck we want, Flash. I said, yeah. I started walking. Bro, when he said that, I was hyped, nigga.
Yeah.
I said, this is crazy. So I'm standing there. I'm like, yo, I'm telling niggas, I don't even know.
Who was in this room at the time? Anybody could remember?
I don't fucking remember.
Yeah,
that was a blur,
that's
bro.
rich. That's
because
rich.
that was like,
that's a different.
I think it was just like football owners, bro.
Yeah, that's
and
a
their
different.
families, bro. Like it wasn't like.
And then y'all just
you ain't gonna
wilding
see
out.
no rappers and shit like that.
Yeah.
I did see 42 Dugg. He came in with Lil Baby for a second. Okay. I promise you.
How did you
42
see
Dugg
him?
and Baby, because you know,
Because he's like this tall.
look, so, and I got a funny story with Dugg too. That was funny when we went to this is some real shit. I'm gonna get y'all some exclusive shit. So I pull up, and me and AB go to the same night we went to Nice Guy. We went to French Montana music video. You remember that song with Bust It, Flip It, Turn It, Did It, whatever the fuck. It's with that skinny girl.
Yeah,
What's the skinny girl name?
Coil
Ray. Coil Ray. Yeah.
So he did the song with Coil Ray. That same time we go in and meet with French, and then he was like, Flash, you think I should go be in the video? And I said, hell yeah, nigga, go be in the video. That shit gonna be hard. I fuck with French. So we get there. We ride it around in this Maybach van. We ride it around in a Maybach van that Wires Only made. You know what I'm saying? We riding around with the stars in it. You already know I'm on a whole nother like.
Phones are out.
Yeah, phone's stupid out. You already know. I'm already like I'm on, nigga. Like I don't. There's nobody that could tell me.
Can't
anything.
tell me shit.
So I'm riding through and I'm opening up doors and shit. Getting like you know me. You know I know people. So I was showing AB the same experience. He'll vouch for that too. I was pulling up on people, making sure we good, smoking everywhere we go inside the club, whatever the fuck. And security is good. I'm making sure all that shit's set up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then when we get inside, AB fucking with me hard. So we get inside and he like, hey, I'm about to do the video scene, right? And then he said, but I think this nigga Dugg about to pull back up and shit. So let's just post up, wait on Dugg before we start the video. So Dugg pulls up. So there's a small alleyway. It's a small alleyway, Scott. I swear to God. He pulls up in this SUV. You know, with these big ass bourbons, I'm like, it's not gonna make it. As soon as I'm watching it come into the side, I'm like, is that they coming in thugging? You already know they coming in that motherfucking shit thugging. So I'm like, yo, they're not gonna make it, bro. They're not gonna make that turn. That shit is too sharp on that.
Yeah.
But bro, the nigga who's driving, Dugg is sitting in the back seat. All I hear is around the side, loud as shit, and me, French, and fucking this nigga AB is looking like. And Dugg just hops out. He hops out the back.
Oh, he for sure jumped off.
He hops out the back like, what's happening? Like nothing happened. And I'm like, these niggas just scratched the shit out of me. God,
He ruined the whole Suburban.
Yeah, guy, he's like, what's going on? And he was like, and then AB was like, Flash, let Dugg get in real quick. So I hopped out and Dugg they in the car talking and shit, smoking and shit. And he's like, yeah, we about to do this video. And Dugg was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to this club and shit. Y'all should pull up to this club after this. And then Dugg just fucking disappeared. Nigga, they back out in the Suburban and left. And I was like, yo, this is a crazy ass story.
All that for the scrape.
All that for the power scrape though, bro. It was like a carve. And everybody was just like, what
We had Dugg in the store before, and it was a cool experience.
Dugg is cool as shit.
It's funny because he came in with security, and everything was tucked, and Matt, he had the push iced tea on, and it was like 10 minutes before closing, and so he was just casually, we were filming him, shopping, but no one knew who he was. And then the minute the mall closed, we closed the door, and then he just pulled all them chains out, took the mask off, and then just let everything go. And it was a good episode.
What phone I got?
What phone I got?
Yeah.
So we're
342, man.
He was it's 342 for sure. He was looking at phone cases, and he looks over at I don't think it's Hayden. He's like, look at the phone case. He's like, what phone I got? Hayden's like, I don't know what phone you got. What phone you got?
He's like looking at baked phone cases. He's like, what phone is this for? He's like, I think that's for the 13 or 14 or whatever. And he was like, what phone I got? And Hayden's like, nigga, I don't know what phone you got. I don't know.
And then he
I
was
have no
sitting
idea.
there.
But that was like our favorite moment from that
we had,
episode.
like,
what phone I got?
We had
What
Future
phone I
playing.
got?
He was just rapping along. He dropped like 5-6 bands at the store. He was super cool. And, you know, of course, I hooked him up or whatever, but we had a lot of stuff in his size, too. I just never knew he was that short.
Bro, he's short, bro. And when he hopped out the Suburban, that's when I noticed it.
He's one of
and
my
I was
favorites.
like, oh, shit. He just jumped out that motherfucker quick. You know how you just jumped out a little step?
Slid out.
I was like, oh, shit. Dugg, nigga. He said, what's up, nigga? What happened? I was like, what's up, man? He just hopped in the car with AB, started chopping it. And then when he got out the car, I got back in and AB was like, you think I should do it? I said, we over here, bro.
Yeah,
Go
it's
get
too
the
late.
video.
You're pot committed.
You will be in the video. So when you watch the video with Coyle Ray and French, you'll see AB in the video. I'm literally right there. I'm in the car.
Shout out Coyle Ray. She came through the store, too. That was a great episode as well. Her
Nice.
energy was nice. She was when she was actually like popping. Like, I forgot what song it was that made her famous. But
Her first one. It was
and that was the one that was out
Was
at
at
the
the same
time.
time, yeah.
Yeah, she was
Bro,
super cool with us.
that's when it came out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we had her at the store while that
That
shit
was one of our
viral.
highest.
That's one of our highest episodes.
Yeah, viewed episodes.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this one of the highest
There we go.
fucking privates.
Yes,
It's
sir.
definitely.
So
bro.
look,
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you so at the end of the Super Bowl, right? Nah, so when I'm in that room, I'm eating cookies and doing all types of fucking hood shit. You could tell that I ain't never been nowhere when I was in there.
Well, yeah, you went to
For
Sunday
sure.
service and you're eating the communion.
Yeah, I was eating the communion.
Did you go to
and
church
then-
growing up? Your
And
mom
then,
didn't make
yeah,
you go to church?
I did go to church growing up. I grew up. I went to a Baptist church my
Yeah,
whole
so
life.
they wasn't doing no community.
there was no
it
communion.
was.
You
It
did
was
the
like
little
slight grape
water.
juice. It was like the baby grape juice shots.
Yeah.
Isn't Baptist where you do the water and you do the little thing? That's
Nah,
right there when
that's
you walk
Catholic.
in? Oh, it's Catholic.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Catholic. Baptist was like,
Excuse me.
too.
Yeah,
I don't
respectfully, that's
Right.
Catholic. But I was Baptist growing up. I went to church in Harlem, so it was like, church all day. Like by
Right.
any means,
Yeah.
once
But
I
the
get
energy
there in the
levels
morning,
are
it's all
crazy.
day. I'm talking like like I go to Bible study, then after church service, I go to Bible study, and then I come back upstairs, and then I'm on another service. I'm like, this is
But
crazy.
the energy's wild, though.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
Of course,
Right.
but strong
Right.
energy. And then I was in a choir and all of that. So music was like a big thing in my life. And then I know the difference between right and wrong, evil and, you know what I mean?
Right.
I know the difference. I know what it feels like, let alone just people trolling to talk about it. And, people just talk about evil and stuff like that, but you got to know how it feels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Spirits are real.
Facts.
Yeah, so at the Super Bowl, I'm just eating mad food and shit, and then I go down and like I'm sitting in the thing, and I don't know who these dudes are, and I know I fucked this dude over because he asked me to make a bet. He wanted to go over, like the score.
score, yeah.
But he's talking big numbers. He's like, I'm about to put the bet in right now. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when we was in London, me and Drew, and this dude said, "Spin, Habibi," and I said, "Spin." He lost. He lost everything. He lost everything. He's like, "It's nothing. 80,000." And I was just like, "Wow, I'm sorry." Yeah. Like,
story.
but I did
I'm
the
sorry.
same thing. Look, this is the original. I did the same thing, and this dude put 60 bands for the Rams to win, but over.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Right,
You
yeah,
know
of course.
the Rams
Yeah,
didn't win
yeah,
by
yeah,
that
yeah.
much. How much did they win by?
I want to say it was 3.
Usually
Yeah,
games like
close
that
game.
I
are
think
very
they wanted.
small.
I think he wanted
To
to
win
win
by
it by a
6,
touchdown.
plus 6,
Yeah,
yeah.
plus 6. And he was like, "Should I take it?" And I said, "Take it." I said, "I feel good about this."
At this point,
So-
you have a free ticket, free VIP. I mean, you're on a roll
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
on a roll.
Yeah,
I'm on a
for
full
sure.
roll. This is like
AB
beyond
said you
free.
could
This
do
was
whatever the
like
fuck
this
you
was like a
want.
whole nother level of freedom.
Right.
Like this
Yeah.
wasn't free. This was like just walking through walls type shit.
Yeah.
So,
Walking through
yeah,
walls
now that was
type
like some
shit.
Casper shit. You feel me? So I'm like now I'm like just saying anything. You feel me? It did.
Well, yeah, AB told you could.
They fucking win, but he loses, and he just looks at me and he's like, "It's all good." And I was like,
Crazy.
"You dudes is rich as fuck." Like, it just made me, the way he looked at me, it made me realize how broke I was.
Yeah, I feel that.
I was like,
you
thought
don't know
I
who
had
this
some
guy
money.
was or what
I
he
thought
did.
I had some money, but
Boy just threw away
He
his
looked at
60
me. You
piece.
know when somebody looks at you and like, "Bro, you fucked up, bro. You told me to do it."
Yeah,
He looked at me like,
it's okay.
"It's all good."
It's all good.
And I was like,
Like
wow.
it really didn't matter.
It didn't matter at
60
all.
bands.
60 bands just burnt, poof, in the air. Poof. You get what I'm saying?
We-
a Prezi
we don't-
plus 10 bands.
we don't know. We don't know what that man did for a living.
No. I had no idea what he did for a living. I didn't ask him because all I know is when the confetti was going off, I'm already on my phone. You already know. Survey says when I'm in the building, they fucking win. You know what it is. It's your boy, Garments.
In that thing.
I was
in that
super
thing.
lit. I was super lit. And then literally I leave. AB was like, "Bro, I'm about to slide. If you want to just keep the van, you could." And I'm like,
What's that even
keep
mean?
the van? He said, "Keep the Donda van." Because all the vans are for each crew.
Person, yeah.
So people
So
left.
now
The
you're your own crew within the Donda
Bro,
crew.
I'm literally the Donda crew.
He
wasn't
is the
even there.
crew.
I'm by myself, bro. So I end up leaving the football stadium.
You have a driver?
Yes, bro. I'm calling my boy, and he's like, bro, I just left, bro. Like my boy Prophet, he didn't even go to the Super Bowl. And my other boy that I ended up befriending, that I was in the bus with, he was like, yo, I slid, bro. I got tired, bro. I just slid. So I was like,
Who would do that?
the engineer. They just didn't, bro. They live a different life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was
every
like, bro, I'm
day.
staying to the fucking last person walks out this shit. And
Soaking it all up.
I'm taking pictures with strangers. I don't give a fuck. Like, this is about to be crazy. So I end up leaving. And right when I walk out, it's dark. And then I'm looking for the Sprinter, and I see the Dove on the Sprinter.
Right.
And the dude's like, hey, what's up, Flash? And I'm like, yeah, what's up, man? I said, you still on the clock? I didn't know. He said, yeah, I'm for you all night. Where you want to go? And I was like, where do I want to go? I got in the truck,
story
bro.
continues.
I got in the truck. I took the aux. I'm playing all my shit. I'm playing all my music in there. And he's like, who is this? I said, it's me. He said, that shit is hard. I like that. Play that again. I'm riding around this dude everywhere. I'm pulling up on all types of people. I pulled up on my boy Matt. I pulled up on homegirls. They was just like, yo, whose truck is this? I'm like, it's the Donda van. Y'all don't even know I'm in the gang. Like, this is my drive. I said, where y'all want to go? We can go to Vegas right now. And it was like, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
So speaking of that, you said your music.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
So
let people know what's going on.
all right, so look, this is a little because I was like, bro, after I'm gonna tell you the heartbreaking thing of the whole thing.
Okay.
I've been doing music prior, and it was picking up steam. I've done things for TV and movies.
It was more
and shit
organically
like
though,
that.
right?
Yeah, organic.
No big push,
no
nothing like
backing,
that.
no nothing.
Right,
I've
for
I've
sure.
had I've been on every television network prior to Kanye.
And
My
being
music
grown
has
up
been
in the industry.
Yeah,
you know,
growing up
with
without
your
my
and
uncle
everything.
helping me,
Right,
without him helping me. He told me the best way for me to get on in music is doing it on your own. No one helped him. No one's gonna help me, and I'm not gonna live off of his name. He put the work in, so I have to put my own work in and make my own story.
Beautiful.
Respectable.
So I was like, I want to create a crazy story. I want to be like the Russo brothers of, like I told you before, I want to be the Russo brothers of hip hop. I want to bring like all the elements of everybody, give everybody their flowers,
Of course.
all the legends and shit like that, and let them have their own story told through me, helping them get their shit out there because I'm working in it behind the scenes. So
Eric Bellinger being one of those people.
correct, which is a great influence and a great friend in my life, and main reason why I moved to LA, and main reason how I even met Drew, and the whole thing has happened. How I met you guys is like a whole trickle effect. It was Ryan Leslie was the original reason of that.
And RLS.
Yep,
Word
RLS,
to RLS.
legend, man. So, and I was working behind RLS, like literally just, PA,
Right.
wherever I could do, driving SUVs in New York,
Anything,
fucking missing flights, damn near crashing down the
years is
Hudson
this?
and shit.
What year is this?
This is like this was like 6 years ago.
Okay.
It's not that long ago because it's
Right.
about the same time that I was living in. Because prior to living in LA, I was living in New York. First, I was in Florida, but Ryan said, "Move to New York, see what you built like, see if you really willing to be down to do this shit." You know what I'm saying? But then he told me not to do music. He said music is the worst shit to do. You need to get into network engineering. You need to get into doing, speaking of Bitcoin, he was getting paid in Bitcoin before it blew up.
yeah.
I've traveled all around the world with Ryan. Prior to this, I was on a private jet before I even did any of this shit. So, which was crazy, you know what I'm saying? But he also told me not to be recording myself on planes and shit like that because it's lame. And he said, you act like you ain't never, he said, it's just a plane. It's another plane.
But the survey said.
But the survey says I'm a hype, nigga. It's a fucking show, and that's what you came to see, motherfuckers. Garbage. You know what I'm saying? So then I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not gonna do that no more. I listen to Ryan. You feel me? So then I end up fast forward. Now we at the Marlins Stadium, and I'm there, and I'm like, is he going to do any of the songs? You know what I'm saying? That I worked on and shit. This is the Donda 22222 day.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I fly out there. I'm there. You feel me? Balenciaga light up glasses, all of that shit before the shit was even.
Now you didn't have music, but nothing had gone viral personally yet with yourself. You've been putting out music on your social media platforms.
I had stuff go viral with Eric. We did 2090. We did a song called
Yeah, I remember that
2090,
one.
which is a short film. We did also a short film, which is I creative directed it, brought that to fruition and stuff like that. And then just did a lot of stuff. Me and Eric was just like everywhere together, traveling everywhere together, making music. I went on tours with him and stuff like that. He recently brought me out at a show, which was fire. We did 2090 live at the House of Blues in San Diego. Sold out crowd, fire.
That was just like 2 weeks ago, no?
It was a while. It wasn't 2 weeks. It seemed like 2 weeks. It was a couple months. It was like last year. I believe it was last year.
Were you just in San Diego for something else?
That was a whole nother thing.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I just saw you in
That's
San
another thing.
He brought me out, and it was fucking lit because I was like, I didn't know that the fans knew it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You know when you put a song out into the world, you don't know.
Because it's you featuring him, but if they search him, it will pop up.
No, it's Eric featuring me.
Oh, okay.
But I was like creative director. I was like trying to bring the 2090 thing. I made up 2090. So 2090 is like the year two. That's how I feel like the future of music is. I feel like Eric is 90s GOAT. You know what I'm saying? He makes the 90s R&B, the soul. He's a legend with that shit, and he's a legend in R&B, period. You feel me?
We live in the
GOAT.
2000s now. So that's where the 20 and the
2000,
90.
So I'm like, he makes his music is like 70 years in the future.
Yeah.
So if we're doing 2090, you know, that's the vibe. So I'm like, that's the type of music I want to make. And that's the type of music I feel Eric makes. So we made a song called 2090. We both wore mags in the video. Like
futuristic.
Yeah, crazy. We had we shot it the same place they shot Alien, you know, like the Alien spaceship.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We shot it in there. So whenever y'all watch that, we could drop a link in that shit so they can see that. It's a short film.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I came up with it. I came up with the lines. I did all of that shit. And it's hilarious.
That's tight.
And and Eric was like, let's perform it. And I was like, nah, you're not ready. You're not gonna let me perform it at you during your tour. Like,
right, for sure.
And he was like, nah, I'm gonna bring you out. Like, for real. And he was like, Big Flash, garments. And when he said that shit, bro, I ran out that bitch. And the crowd was like, ah. And I was like, what the fuck? They know me. And I started racking that motherfucker. Because I'm like, they know me. That's crazy.
That's
like,
crazy.
they know me through Eric. You know what I'm saying? It was a moment. And that moment, I felt that kind of like, prior to that, at the Marlin shit, because I was like, is Ye gonna perform anything that even a melody, anything that I influenced? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I heard something, and then like I hear that nobody love me, I'm gonna love me. And I heard it, bro. I just started fucking jumping because me and Malik that was a heavy influence. You know what I'm saying? Me and Malik Youssef, and I heard him performing it, and I was just like, this shit is the craziest day of my fucking life. Like, I'm on it. I'm on the album. This shit is about to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, literally, he says, we are not releasing the album. On the day the world expected the album to come out through Apple.
Right.
It came out. He said it was only coming out on STEM, which is an experimental.
Yeah. We all bought one.
Yeah, I bought it, but guess what it was? That shit was like a DJ.
Too.
That shit was like a portable DJ.
Yeah.
Which was a load of shit.
I remember because that was when fucking Elon Musk was there with the bulletproof vest on, and then the guy from Apple was there, right? Wasn't he?
Tim Cook.
But
That's
it was
the CEO.
I feel like
I wonder what his response was to
it was
that.
the Apple. It was the guy from Apple. The guy from Apple was there with us.
Yeah,
Larry Jackson.
Oh yeah,
There it is.
there you
So
go, Larry.
Larry was with us the whole time.
yeah.
Like I
You
met
were with
Larry.
him when the news broke?
Yes, bro.
Oh, wow.
And when I found
I
out,
wonder what his reaction was.
Right.
bro, what do you mean? My heart.
I would have
thought-
walked off.
bro.
Like, later.
At my heart, I can't even express to you how I felt, and I didn't want to make music no more, bro. Like he said, because when I left, it was just a whole blur. You feel me? Because I called Malik, and I'm like, when I'm hearing it, and Malik was like, "Yo, congratulations, you made the album," and I'm like, he's
No, I
like,
didn't.
you heard it?" And I'm like, "No." He
Because I have to
said,
buy
"Me
a
neither."
stem player to hear it.
Bye. And I'm like, I'm never doing music again.
But the coolest
I'm
part
over
is
it.
the coolest part is you got accepted on the highest caliber of music, and then so that alone would have been enough for me to be like, I can do
and I
anything.
watched it in the dugout with with Rick Owens' wife. Wow. And it was the scariest shit because Rick Owens' wife, she has a scary look.
Yeah, she
but
does.
it's cool. It's edgy, but it's like if you're in the dark with her, you don't know who she is. You could be very frightened.
Boogie woogie.
Yeah.
But I think she likes for you to be
Yeah,
frightened.
She likes
I
that.
think they're into that.
Because when I saw her, like she likes it. She likes the edge. But I met another girl that was with her, Amanda, which is super cool, super dope. And she followed me on Instagram. We cool. And she's best friends with her. And then I was telling her about the music and all this stuff. And she was like, yeah, I told her about my uncle. She knew who my uncle was. I'm like, this is crazy. This is like high fashion. And they know who my uncle is.
Yeah.
That's tight.
You know
That's
what I'm
tight.
saying?
That's
So
tight.
it was dope. But like after that, I was like, I don't want to do no music no more. And literally the next day I get a call from my boy, and he's like, yo, you should meet one of my boys. He's a wrestler, but he was with WWE, but he just left WWE, but he's planning on going over to AEW, which is their...
it was like brand new at the time.
Brand new.
Because
he's like,
AEW was like 2 years old or something.
Yeah,
It was like,
yeah, but they have a cult fan base.
Same fan
They're
base.
still doing arena. They're still doing big shit. You know what I'm saying? The guy that owns it, shout out to Tony Khan, he owns the whole thing. He also owns the Jaguars and a soccer club too. Yeah, he's a billionaire. $7 billion, if I'm not mistaken.
He probably was in the Super Bowl suite and you just didn't know it.
No, I didn't. I don't think he was there. He might have been there, but I didn't meet him. I didn't know him by then.
You didn't know him at the time.
So when I went, this is before I even met him. So I meet Swerve, and Swerve.
Now, you were a wrestler fan prior.
Yes.
You're a big one.
Yes.
So you knew who he was.
I didn't know Swerve all the way as what he's done, but I was familiar with
So
his
you weren't
name.
like shitting bricks when you got the phone call, like, wait, what? Swerve
No,
for real?
I was shitting bricks when they said for me to do wrestling music.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I could do this shit. Like, y'all don't understand. I'm known, like, I know how to do theme songs.
Yeah, you
that
just
work.
fresh off of writing or kind of writing for Kanye. So it's like at this point, it's like I could do anything if you think about it.
Right.
Wrestling.
But even just energy wise,
No,
like
my
that was
energy-
right
I
up
was
your
hyped.
alley. That was
I
right up
hyped
your
because I was
alley.
like, this is gonna be like I'm gonna shit on these arenas.
Yeah.
Like I know how arena music sounds. I know if I do a melody that's something big, if he just lets me do this shit the way I'm visualizing it, I could do it. So this is before he signed. Then he's like, yo, I'm signing to AEW, bro. I'm literally gonna be the next catalyst over there. So I'm like, all right, bet, let's go to the studio. So I call Prophet right away. Same guy that was working on Donda. And shout out to Prophet because he has a Grammy with Donda. Donda won. Yeah, he has 2 Grammys, by the way. Yeah, my mistake. Yeah, shout out to Prophet. Got 2 Grammys, and that's one of my good friends. It's cool. I got good friends like that. That's gonna put me in the good situations and make sure I'm able to get accolades and work on big projects and write for big projects now in the future. So he ends up. I call him and I'm like, Prophet, I need a beat. And he's like, yo, we gotta bust his head. It's gonna cost at least. I'm fresh off of Donda. Like, it's gonna cost. And I was like, can you do it for me for free? And he's like, what is it for? And I said, it's for wrestling, bro. We're gonna make the biggest theme song in wrestling history if you pull up. And he said, bro, I get a studio right now. I'm gonna pull up. We're gonna do it. So we did it, bro. I wrote it in 5.
Shout out to him, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, shout out to Prophet, man, because he came over there, and then my boy Khalid came from 808, like, 808 Cartel. Shout out to DJ Flip.
Nice.
And he's like a legend in LA for beats and stuff like that. And he came and brought the beat, like the drums, and some hard drums. And I was like, bro, I'm about to say some shit. And I just got on the mic, and I'm like, we got to make it dark, because I was thinking like Stone Cold.
Yeah,
you know when Stone Cold in the ice. When he comes in and he fucking drinks the beer and shit, I'm like, I want a feeling like that when this dude comes out, because I want him to be. We didn't know if he was going to be heel,
a good guy,
or babyface. We didn't know babyface is a good guy, heel is the bad guy.
Yeah,
this is what I'm learning in wrestling jargon, right? So he comes up, he's like, yo, I want to be healed, but I don't know how they're gonna do it. So I'm like, let's just make a dark type of record, you know what I'm saying?
And then maybe that will transpire into like how they're gonna
where they're gonna
it.
bring it. You know what I'm saying? So it starts out doom, 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 skirt, skirt, and I said swerve, 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 and then I just randomly just said top rope, catch a vibe, catch a foot when I drive. Literally said it off the top of my head. Big pressure I provide in the ring, you won't survive. I said that shit, and he was like, what? He said, that's hard. And I said, I swerve when I drive. Yeah, I swerve. Because I'm thinking of the crowd doing that.
Yeah.
I'm visualizing
Arena.
and callback.
Yeah.
I want to make a song as a callback.
Yeah.
That's the same way I will do everything. You know what I'm saying? Because Lamborghini had a callback song. There'd probably be more Lamborghinis being sold to the public, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody trying to get it. It's just like a fucking Big Mac always in your face, or Mickey D's.
Right.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
For sure.
Yeah.
And you know who made that? Pusha T.
Pusha T, yeah.
So
Crazy.
I know that I could do that. So I was like, all right, bet. Did that shit, did it in 5 minutes. Swerve was like, yo, I'm going to use this shit. And I'm like, no, we're not. And bro, 1 month later, his AEW signing, where I used to live in Orlando, UCF Arena. I come there, bro, I wear the mags. I'm like, this is the time I'm going up. As soon as I walk inside there, bro, he introduced me to the CEO of the whole company. He's like, yo, Tony, this is the guy that made the song. Tony's like, what's up, man? Honor to meet you, man. And I'm like, this is Tony motherfucking Khan. This the dude that owns this whole show. So all these big muscle wrestlers and shit, he is the guy that controls the whole shit. And Swerve introduced me to him direct, and he's like, yo, I'm going to have him right on the side. And then when I come out, this is a pay-per-view at UCF in Orlando where my mom lives down the street.
I remember the videos
where I used to live though, Scotty. That's where I used to live. So that was a weird full circle moment.
Like a hometown hero at that point.
Yeah, because I was a bad kid. I literally was so bad that I used to run with the wrong crew when I lived in Orlando. And they kicked me back to New York. They made me go back to New York because I was
now, Mom.
but I got banned from UCF prior.
Oh,
I wasn't allowed to be in the premises of that area.
Oh,
so it was like a full circle. So I ended up coming back. And I'm like, I'm not even supposed to be in this school, but that shit is long gone, the shit that happened when I was there. You know what I'm saying? Just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, getting in trouble, and then fucked around. And I was in the stadium, and the shit, it was in the arena, and the shit was going off. And I'm hearing it, doom, doom. And like, our newest acquisition on pay-per-view. We got Swerve Strickland. He comes out with the suit, Swerve, top rope, catch a vibe. And I'm jumping, doing it. And everybody's like, they don't know the song. They're like, he has a new song. He's debuting a new song on the pay-per-view. And the guy is right there. Swerve comes out, fucking signs the contract. The song comes back on, and then he points to me on live pay-per-view. The camera pans to me, and I'm just like, I'm like, nigga, this shit is big.
Do you have a clip of that Michael will be able to use?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'll give him the whole shit. That shit was crazy, bro. Like, for
That's
somebody
amazing.
looking at like your full circle and shit that, and it's like, the moral of the story is to keep going at what you're doing because you never fucking know.
Keep going.
You never know because that shit could have destroyed me after doing that Kanye shit, working on it, because you like, yo, you got to work next to your idol.
Right.
And then he says album's not dropping. And
album's not dropping. The shit is going on stem player, and it was like the best hustle because remember Nip did that. Remember Nip?
Yeah, he went $100.
So
$100
he doubled that though. He doubled that. Fuck that. Instead of $100 an album, which he got that from Ryan Leslie. Listen to this full circle.
Right.
Ryan Leslie. I remember we was in Paris. Ryan Leslie told Nip that. And then he did that process, made it happen, and then full circle, Kanye does it, and then I'm connected to Ryan. It was weird, bro.
That is a weird connection.
You hear what I'm saying? And then he does it right in front of me, and I'm just like, what? This is my chance. And they're like, it's not legible. You can't BMI it. You can't do anything with it. It's not, you can't put it out. You can't put the shit
so there's
out.
there's not going to be any Grammys. There's not going to be any accolades.
It's not considered as a platform that's
correct.
Measurable.
No, they can't do anything with it now. So I was just like, fuck,
I'll tell you right now, you would have got a Grammy from it.
Of course.
Easily.
Of course, because the last one literally coasted. Shout out to my boy Fireman too. He got a Grammy on that too. Fireman was there. They stayed. They slept at the Benz Arena.
At the,
now tell
Atlanta.
me this. So tell me this.
But all through Malik Youssef. He is the God. He brought everybody there. That's what he does. He is a real person. I need to bring him here. Matter of fact, that would be great.
Kanye, Swerve, you're doing all these different things. Now the Swerve you wrote and you did it yourself. Kanye you wrote for, but do you ever see yourself as like kind of like, you have like the Dream writes for Beyonce, Brent Faiyaz, and people like that, and he's got Grammys and he's very notable in getting that on the back end. You don't think that's something that you could do as well as being an artist?
Yeah, I could do both. I want to be.
I feel like you'd be great at it.
Yeah, I wanna like change the game like completely, like visually and musically. You know what I'm saying?
Like
because
after
when
the 2090 was the visual.
2090 was the visual, but then my vision, remember when you was talking to me and you was like, yo, I would want to rap. I wouldn't mind trying if, you know what I'm saying? If I could fuck with it, you know what I'm saying? If I could fuck with it. If that's a dream of yours, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, because it could happen when you're with the right creators.
Yeah, and all the elements
will match, the beats, the sound, everything. That's what it is. That's what production is. Right. Not everybody is a rapper to begin with. There's only some that have complete core rap skills.
I mean, you got Kobe,
and some can't make hits.
You got Kobe and Shaq did hella platinum albums. I'm pretty sure they went platinum. If I'm not mistaken, back in the day. I mean, it's possible. It's just not everyone can do it.
But that's what I think when it comes to music, when it comes to what we're doing here, when it comes to clothing, all
imagery,
that shit,
all that.
I want to be the first. Flash Garments was like a hype superhero I invented. That was my tag. The reason why I made that name, because I wanted to make like an anime. I wanted to make a cartoon. I wanted to make, you know what I'm saying? A Flash Garments seems like a hero or some sort.
But he dresses
you know
really well.
But then my uncle dogged me for that name. Last time I got to see my uncle, I actually got to rap for him, which I will send you that, because no one has that footage. It's me rapping for my uncle.
Were you scared?
Hell yeah, because my mom was like, rap for him. And I'm like, fuck no.
Did he ever tell you not to rap? and
Yes,
not be a
if
part?
it was trash, you got to remember
tell
this
you.
the dude that was running with Biggie and Pac and
Crazy.
at the beginning. You
So
know what I'm
was he
saying?
feeling it?
Yeah, so my mom recorded it. I got me doing like a hook for him, and he said the hook at the end. And he was like, "You really good."
Catchy.
I said, "We did that," and he said it at the same time with me, and I was like, "That's hard." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking with you, bro." He said, "That shit is hope." And then he said, "But one thing, what's up with the Flash name? You know, like Grandmaster Flash and all that."
right.
And I said, "It's short for flashy." I said, "Flashy Fly Garments is my name. I feel like I get dressed, and like that's what I like to do." You know what I'm saying? He
I
said,
really like that.
He said it makes sense. He said it makes sense. I see
That's
you,
tight.
Neff. He said, "I see you, Neff."
Still to this day.
Yeah. So
You know?
that and to live on his legacy, I want to change the game as far as what we doing when it comes to theme songs and shit like that. It's a big thing. It's huge money. You know what I'm saying? People, I think if people had theme music to their life,
You're correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I think
creating
it'll be
an
much
anthem
better.
to your name.
I think it'll be anthems because I just did recently what you were saying earlier. I just got back from Seattle probably like 3 days ago. So I literally came here. I was only in LA for one day, and then I came here to do this with y'all. But I was in Seattle, and they brought me out again for their arena, Climate Pledge, fire ass arena. And me and Prophet did a remix to Big Pressure which is Swerve's theme song, and we did a rock version, which you really dig
Right.
because it's
Yeah,
like
you hear that.
it's like straight shredding at the
Since
beginning
you're
of
not-
the guitar.
Since you're not signed
Bring 'em
to
out.
you're not signed to a label, right?
No, I'm not signed.
So then we could put that on our podcast or on our YouTube or podcast, and it won't
No, you good.
it won't mess anything up, for
You're
copyright or
good.
anything.
No, you good. That's us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
For anyone who doesn't know, on our Complex Con episode 2 this year, that's Flash and the song and Swerve all in one.
Yeah.
Yep.
That wrestling scene is legendary.
It's a big scene.
Yeah.
It's a big
crazy
scene.
because I could see you doing so many things like AR. I could see you writing. I could see you actually rapping too. Like I feel like you have that whole conceptual pieces that create what an artist could need, and you could help bring that package to life.
Flash can do anything, bro.
That's why. Look, that's
saying.
why I want to bring. You're gonna see. I'm already working on it.
beautiful,
I got
bro.
something for private. I got something for the private ones.
I need a private.
Private
Don't
ones.
worry,
We need
you're
that
gonna have
anthem.
some crazy big boy anthem, and they're gonna see because I already have experience with arena sound,
Yeah.
Right.
and I know how it sounds weekly. I get played 2 times a week on TBS and TNT, 2 times a week in arenas every day.
An arena holds minimum 40,000, right? 30,000, something like that.
It only gets bigger too, and then there's millions of people watching at home.
That's lit.
So it was a cool thing. I got to watch it, and that was the first time I watched it live. And then I went home and watched it on the DVR, and I heard the garments loud as fuck. And then I'm seeing people. There's people that say garments,
Yeah.
and they have no idea who
He's in the
fuck
he's
I
in the
am.
crowd. He's like, I wrote this. They're like, sure did.
Yeah, they don't even know. They don't even know. But we're setting up like when there's a big pay-per-view coming, which I want y'all to be there. We're gonna do. I told Tony, I said I want pyro and all of that.
They ever come to Dallas?
Yeah, they do, for sure.
I went to the Stone Cold
I
return.
think they just came to Dallas, and I had Cash go.
damn.
Cash Page went.
shit.
Nice.
Shout out to Cash
I
Page.
came for the Return to Stone Cold show for the WWE. It was amazing. WWF?
Yeah, WWE.
WWE. That's right.
It was
Whenever
the
he
Or
made the
wrestling
return.
entertainment
Yeah.
because it turned from the federation to the entertainment because they became movies and became everything.
And-
No, it was because there's a World Wildlife something. There is already a
That's
WWF.
why.
Oh, there was?
There was already a WWF, World Wildlife Foundation or something, and they protect animals and birds around the world, and then they made them change
Well,
their
I
name.
watched.
I didn't know that.
I watched
Yeah.
Stone Cold
So it
come.
actually worked out for them though with
Yeah.
entertainment.
Yeah.
This fool pulled up in a 4-wheeler, whole bunch of beer. It's been 20 years. Chug some beers and kick some fucking ass. It was actually.
You was in
really
the
bad.
front?
I was like corner pocket, about like 12 rows back.
Oh,
And
you
it
was
and
close.
and behind me was a kid that Charlie had given a wish to. Do you know Charlie on Instagram? Charlie works with different people that have disabilities or anything, and he basically makes their dreams come
Yeah,
true.
that's dope.
He was originally the white boy that put on 2 Chainz.
Street execs.
Street execs.
That was
Wow.
his studio.
And now he just like helps people make their dreams come
And
true.
so he
made a
gets
ton-
people to
ton of
come
money
together
and-
to
That's
fund
sick.
things,
You know,
And one
yeah.
of them was the kid behind us.
Yeah, homeless man wants to, like, his dream was to like have a food truck, and then Charlie will like buy him a food truck and like get him out of being homeless.
Like when
you
the
know, that type
hurricanes
stuff.
came, he went and just like went to different houses where people were picking up their belongings and their house was gone, and he was talking to them and explaining to them what they needed, and then he just, here you go. People just bawling their eyes out, getting their dreams come true. It's really,
That's what it's
You really
about.
should follow him. He's an amazing
I'm
person.
definitely
on
gonna
Instagram.
It's just
follow him.
Charlie,
Just Charlie. Yeah, just one
just
word.
Charlie on IG.
He owns the word Charlie. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
We have a friend of ours that actually got him the one name account, which is a very hard thing to secure.
It's super hard.
Shout out Money.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Money. He's Money on Instagram.
If you look, just type in Money on his handle is just Money.
Just
Yeah,
Money.
you see, y'all know too much exclusive shit.
I wonder if there's just a flash.
That'll be. I think it is. I think it's a baseball player.
See, nobody owns Scotty, and I've tried.
You can't get it?
No, and I agreed to some crazy prices. I still couldn't get it.
Why?
I don't know. They said it says locked. So whoever was Scotty before me fucked it up, and they
They
disabled
did
it.
something. They probably did something with that name.
But nobody
posted
owns
some
it.
bullshit.
I'm trying to be the only Scotty on the internet, bro. How cool would that be?
Yeah, that's just crazy. Well, and the full thing, the grand scheme of this whole shit. And I'm happy to do this shit with y'all because this was fire. I told y'all I wanted to do it the first time y'all brought me in here to do it.
This was a long time coming.
And
you just always have crazy stories.
Storyteller.
It's like, bro,
Yeah.
Mo, that's the crazy
best.
shit is my brother was laughing because he was like watching Fat Joe's shit and how Fat Joe be having the stories. Fat Joe and me are born the same day. He did a rest in peace to my uncle on Instagram. All of that.
Love
You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
My uncle inspired a lot of people to do what they do. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like
Yeah.
if it wasn't
real.
for him, we wouldn't be in this position a lot of different ways. You could ask Joe
Correct.
about it. You know what I'm saying? But we're born on the same day. And I look up
Same
to Joe,
neighborhood, or
literally
kind of the
same in the
same
same
neighborhood,
neighborhood.
yeah, yeah.
We're both from the Bronx, and I'm, you know what I mean? I'm from Gun Hill and stuff. I think he's from my mom's projects and shit like that. And like the crazy thing is us being born on the same day, August 19th. So, and have the same energy and shit
And
like
he's a
that.
fan of
Like,
us too. Like he
yeah,
fucks with us.
it's
That's
so
what we
dope.
calling me randomly like, what you got, Scotty?
Yeah.
What you got at 12 and a half? Like, Ian will tell you. Put that shit on speakerphone.
Yep, I've
Yeah,
been,
that's
I've been
fire.
there. I've been there.
That's
tight.
fire, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Joe is a legend, man. A Bronx legend. And I look up to Joe, man, when it comes to the shoe game and all of that too.
Of course.
Like now with the music and like the film and everything, I want to like make sure that we get our footprints in all different ways. And any way I can help y'all in any way, I want to do that because it's like we all we got at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And to bring like a whole new thing. You know, no one ever wants to invent something first.
Yeah.
Right. And
Everybody wants to just copy everything.
but
No one
also-
wants to do it first.
Also, some people don't like opening doors for other people.
Yeah.
So as long as we can build an elite Avenger team,
Yeah.
and we all
The
collectively,
Pun intended.
you know what I'm saying, to it's where it's like you can't turn a corner without seeing one of the Avengers.
Right.
That's what I'm all about. You know, building that type of team that's just indestructible. Because a lot of times people they don't allow those avenues to be open because they control the market or whatnot, and so.
Or they have lower self-esteem. It could be a self-esteem issue because
Ego,
somebody might have like
envy.
if you're cooler, I'm not afraid to introduce you to somebody that's gonna view you to be cooler than me.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
right.
give a fuck.
Right.
Same. That's
I'm
right.
just me.
That's
100%.
kind of
You
how
love
we
me,
are.
you love me. If I introduce
Yep.
you, if you like Scotty more than me, then love him, please. Because
Yeah.
Scotty loves me. Don't worry.
Right,
I'm
right.
good.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of how what our YouTube channel is based on. That's all
Yeah.
we do is just highlight. That's what we're all about is putting people on, man. And while doing what we love, of
Right.
course, you know, and
Right.
enjoying it. We went around the whole city of Dallas and did 2 episodes of every other sneaker store in Dallas and told everyone to go to all those stores. Like who does that?
Yeah,
like
in your own
nobody.
city.
Like
Especially with
15
your
stores
platform.
deep.
Hey,
And you do that.
I'm literally
on your
telling you to
platform,
go
it's
fuck with
crazy.
other people but me in my own city. Like that just goes to show that we're not about that.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Garments,
Well,
man, I love you.
love you
Flash,
too,
That was
brother.
amazing.
Man.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
And we got to have you back because I feel like we made it through one
Phase.
story.
I feel like we had one
It's such-
story.
that was what
We
you
didn't
know.
even
and
talk
it's
about
like-
sneakers really.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
off and it just went.
Yeah.
And then it just
But,
went crazy.
you know,
Right.
that's what this platform is for, man.
And Scotty
So-
been talking, shouting me out on sneakers for a long time, man. Salute Scotty,
Maybe we
man.
could just
He-
bring your collection
he been
up here
talking
or
about it.
something. We fly you out with your collection, or we fly to you with your
or
collection.
yeah, maybe top 10s or something.
Yeah, I got some shit.
Break down some shoes. I know there's a story behind
I
each
got
shoe,
some shit.
right?
I got some shit. Yeah, there's a story without it because the thing is, I have some shit that I didn't acquire with money.
Right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It took a lot of scavenger
Relationships.
hunting, trading up, trading down, fucking bartering, hassling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it comes with a lot of shit.
Yeah, it
I come
wasn't-
from that era where we didn't have none of the ill shit.
Yeah.
One heat shoe was like, I have the Red Octobers.
Yeah.
I'm the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I wanted to wear them into oblivion and fuck them up. So, like, it wasn't me. Like, this new era of putting them inside the box and clear
Yeah.
boxes is
Yeah.
weird to me.
Nah.
I go into the sneaker events and I'm like, what is this showcase? Like,
Yeah,
what
your
is
shit's
this?
in the
Is it a
original
museum?
box.
Selling it or
Yeah,
can
shit's in
I
the-
rock them? Like,
Your shit's in original boxes, leaning because they're all fucked up.
You know what I'm
against the
saying?
wall.
Yeah, man. I feel like this is great. I had a fucking blast.
Yeah,
That was
man.
fun.
We appreciate you.
Yep.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you follow Flash Garments on IG.
All platforms.
All platforms.
platforms.
Yeah. And
2090, Swerve and I Drive, all that
You know
stuff.
what I'm
Listen to
saying?
everything he's got going. You got
Absolutely.
anything coming out soon that you want to tell him?
I got some shit coming out, man. I got some shit. Survey says I'm working on something big. I'm working on a documentary on the origins of hip hop. So stay
also,
tuned. It's the
50
50th anniversary
okay.
of hip hop.
Not only that, but Mike, Funimation, you got some stuff going on with
Oh
him.
yeah, me and Mike
Shout out
been
to my boy
talking.
Mike.
Yeah, shout out to Mike. We working on something.
He hit me up trying to come to the podcast and overshadow, but we're not big on letting in people overshadow. So you're gonna have to catch him while you're here though, because he wants to link with you. He told me.
Yeah, we'll do some. I definitely want to do this like the craziest shit. I don't want to talk about it all the way, but I want to do some crazy shit and then have like a lot of live action. Shout out to my boy Guy De Silva. He is also the Black Panther and the Avenger movies and stuff like that.
Is that the guy you're showing me with the crazy?
I was about to say the
sword
craziest
fighting
video.
stuff.
Yeah.
Dog, we gotta do some shit.
No, he's insane. But look, that's what I was telling you about.
Please,
But I don't want to
plug
kill
that.
like when it comes to product pushing and what we're doing.
Yeah.
I want to add that.
Tight.
So there's a story behind each shoe. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Well, man, we appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, guys. Like, subscribe, follow all platforms, man.
we'll see y'all next time.
Let it go.
Peace.